What are you whispering about? We gotta go?
20 seconds till we're off.
20 seconds, man, to read that joke.
How many people have to die before we finally do something about dropping pianos?
Nick Swartzen. Look for him in Grown Ups 2. Thanks, Nikki. That was awesome.
I can guarantee you she's not watching.
Well, if she gets USA Today, she is.
We should end on that.
You don't say we should end on that. That's no way to end a show. If you guys think it's weird that guy in Cleveland kept 3 women in his basement as sex slaves, wait till you hear what my middle-aged Uncle Gordon kept in his basement. A fucking electric train. At least these were human beings.
At least.
You want to do one last joke?
Yeah.
It's a little controversial in these days.
Okay, let me have it. A list of the world's top 25 amusement parks was released this week, with Disney's Magic Kingdom coming in at number 1. Not making the list, Kyle's Rape Dungeon.
Here we go. The final joke. Okay. Good night, everybody.
This year's most popular iPhone game is Clash of the Clans.
Clash of the Clan, the most popular iPhone game.
The least popular iPhone game, Cut My Cock Off.
Oh, my Lord. That's what you chose? Is the final joke?
You chose it.
This has been a pleasure. Adam, say hello to Eve.
Yeah.
Say hello to Eve.
I sure will.
Say hello to Steve, you mean?
Oh, he's gay?
Well, there's nothing wrong with it.
I don't say there's anything wrong. Just tell me if he is.
I'm not.
He is.
The great Larry King.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all very much.
And
No
that
applause.
means the show is over.
That's it?
Oh, yeah, we don't have any.
I've closed more shows.
April 15th is around the corner, and Adam Egat asked his accountant for his extension. Oh, sorry, that's his penis surgeon. See, April 15th is around the corner, and Adam Egat asked his accountant for his extension. Oh, sorry, that's his penis surgeon.
Yeah.
He asked his accountant for his tax extension. Oh, I'm sorry, he asked his surgeon for his penis extension. Just to reword that.
Yeah.
Well, the show is over. We're done. Thanks to the great Fred Willard.
I thought this would never end. My God, you guys.
Thank you, Fred.
Gay people are the same as everybody.
No, you mean you always tell me specifically how I think you're just calling me gay. It's one of the.
It's not an insult. He thinks it's an insult.
No, I didn't mean it.
Why would being gay be an insult?
Yeah. I love gay people.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's the end of the show.
Listen, man, we want to thank Tom Green for being with us. It was awesome.
Hear me read 50 Shades of Grey and see a film clip of Adam eating out Adolf Hitler's corpse's asshole.
Video of this?
Thank you, everybody. It was dreamlike.
How fast did that go?
I found it dreamlike.
Me too. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. There's something beautiful about this one.
I'm so
I'm not
glad.
joking. I'm not being ironic.
No, I really loved it too. It was great.
Oh, that's great.
So
Too bad this guy was here.
Yeah.
I just
wanted to talk about Preston Sturgis more.
Go ahead. I still feel in my heart, and I can only go by my heart. You know what I mean? I'm not a person that goes by my brain. I just go by my heart. That Bill Hader is ultimately unknowable.
Yes, that's true.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right. See? That proves your point.
Exactly.
We're closing up the studio. We're turning the lights out. You keep talking, though.
You care? You think I care about that? You think when you turn the lights out, it's going to be a big difference? I can talk all night and we'll still be reaching the same people. Hey, let me tell you something. Why don't you get something that is semi-professional? You're a bunch of asswipes.
To end the show.
All right.
Thank you very much for being
That was
here.
fun.
Can I kiss you?
Of course.
Oh,
Oh.
sweet. Oh.
I'm glad I had a cert.
Everybody asked me on this show, when are you going to get a woman? I said, I'm not going to get a woman before I get Roseanne. I'll fucking tell you that. What did you say right before she said, I'm wet? Which does not sound sexy to me.
I was saying, I don't know, you want to get a bite, a movie, I'm wet. So I'm going to try. I tried that on other women. It doesn't work.
Okay, so I'll be Kathy Griffin.
And be me?
And you be you.
I don't know this area. Actually, it was around Centinela. You want, I don't know, see a movie, get a bite to eat?
I'm wet. Dean Martin at Hamburger Hamlet.
You know everything about
That's what I
me.
meant. That's where I saw him. Was it Hamburger Hamlet?
Yeah, I didn't
That's where
know.
I saw him also.
We must have talked about it too.
I don't know. Well, he'd always be in Hamburger
And
Hamlet.
I walked in there, and he had lost his son, and he was he was one of the guys that just did it like. That was the guy I looked at.
Oh, yeah, he's a great
and he was sitting there, and he was having a martini, just sitting there, and he looked up, and he was nice, and I just went.
I found your son. That's it. Bob Stagg has been our guest.
I was at a party with a friend, and so I noticed you first, and you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. You touch my soul.
All right, we'd like to thank David Letterman for being on the show.
Is
but
it
before
over?
he leaves, he has agreed to do a top 10
Oh, yeah,
list.
okay. Yeah, I'll do this for you.
Okay.
I would only do this for you. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I would only do this for you.
Well, that's sweet. Well, let's start. Oh, do you know, on this blue cards, this is where we do our famous quotes.
Because, you know, Janine Ruffalo, she does serious comedy. And then there's that comedian who got shot on stage. He does.
You know what Johnny Carson said that was interesting? He said the comedian's a disease, he called it.
Yeah.
When they become philosophers. he was referring to George Carlin. But we do famous quotes on these shows.
Yes.
On this
Okay.
show. Would you like to
when did this
read?
start?
Huh?
When did this start?
It's a new. There had to be a first time that, you know.
Oh, it's been going on for some.
So
this is like those infomercials where they make it like a talk show.
That looks like it. That looks like an infomercial.
And they'll have the one who's the host going,
Remember,
you know, in the years.
didn't they have Danny Bonaduce?
Oh,
once?
yes.
Yeah.
They make it look like a talk show. And then on the infomercial, I'll say, you know, in the years that this show's been on, and you go,
Yeah.
wait a minute, then how come I've never seen it before?
But this is seriously a famous quote.
Okay. All right.
You know our new segment? Famous quotes.
This is gonna go over real well.
Spiro Agnew.
Spiro Agnew. I can do one. I remember one card. I goes,
Yes.
You be Ed, okay?
Okay.
Mount Baldy.
Mount Baldy.
That's what I said, Mount Baldy. What did Yul Brynner's wife do on their wedding night? That was a great one. And what about like when you were a kid and you saw the Tonight Show and you go, Burbank, that's funny. Like you go, we're having an affair in Encino, and you'd laugh along, like, you know, even though you didn't know.
And well, on Laughing, they'd always say
beautiful downtown Burbank.
Yes.
And then you go, it must suck, it must be funny.
Oh, yeah.
So are you going to read your famous
No.
quotes? Oh,
No.
you read your.
And then there was a joke that started after Carson was off the air already.
Yeah.
And this was, but it was a popular sick joke. And that was Christopher Walken. And
Christopher Walken.
yeah. What's something you never see at the Reeve household?
Oh, God.
So you'd actually need a partner to do that joke.
Yeah, see.
Are you going to read your
Famous,
quote?
yes.
Famous quotes.
Famous quotes. While your man is hard, use one hand to push his penis up toward his stomach. Lick the underside of his shaft by keeping your tongue flat and moving your head from side to side to cover more surface area. Barbara Bush.
Oh, that was Barbara Bush.
I remember she said that in the State of the Union address.
I found these in a book, Famous Quotes.
This one I wasn't aware of.
Well, let's give another one to Gilbert.
Yeah, I think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Famous quotes.
Oh, Jesus.
Intensify his orgasm by placing 2 fingers an inch behind his balls and feeling for a dent. It's the perineum, a big pleasure trigger. For the last 30 seconds before he comes, massage the spot in a circular motion. Henry Kissinger.
Oh, that was Kissinger. Some people say he was a war criminal.
Yes.
But I don't know about that.
You see, it makes more sense with a German accent.
No, Kissinger was he went out famously with Jill St. John.
Oh, yes.
Yes. The show could do well in the 70s.
Yes. See, this is kind of education.
Yeah. Adam Egget, he doesn't know hardly nothing. And yet he's manager of the world famous Comedy Store.
Have you met Norm Macdonald before?
I got to work with Norm, and I guess I hope he doesn't mind if I tell him, because this is a very endearing.
Oh, Last Comic Standing.
No, I did.
Right?
I did
That
the
was
season before.
Okay.
But I got to work with him one week, and we.
What did you do?
Oh man, I watched every single set he did, and it was so cool. And we actually got. You know what? I already got into the story, so I got to tell it.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, that's fine.
He wanted to get high.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I don't really get high before shows, but afterwards, cool. And
Sure.
he's like, no, now.
Well, when Norm Macdonald says now,
right,
you say yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he goes and hands me the joint, and I was like, okay. And then he hands it back for a second hit, and I was like, no thanks. And he goes, what's your problem? And I go, well, I'm just worried I'm going to repeat a joke, and I still have to go up and bring you up because the opener was on.
Right.
And I was hosting. So I still have to go up there and bring you up, and I just don't. I already did some jokes earlier, and I just don't want to tell the same joke again. And he goes, "That's insane. You're an idiot. Smoke this." and so I smoked it, and then we go inside, and I'm so high. I go, "I'm just going to bring you up. I'm not going to do any time. I'm just going to bring you up." And he's like, "No, do a couple minutes." And I go, "No, please, just let me just bring you up." And he goes, "No, do 5 minutes." This guy's doing really well. Give me, take a little,
Sure.
do a little time in between.
you need a little buffer between comics.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, okay. So I went up there and I was so high, I was like, I don't even remember what I said in the
Oh,
first
wow.
half of my set. So I'm just going to tell jokes that I haven't told in years. and when I told a joke,
So you told the audience, you let the audience in on the fact that you had been.
no, the audience didn't know.
They didn't
So
know.
I would just tell.
Okay. Oh, so you just said that to yourself. I'm just going to do jokes I haven't done in 5 years.
Yes, and I walked on stage and I would tell a joke, And then I would watch the audience, and if they laughed, I would relax and go, okay, that one down. And I did that the whole set. It was horrible. I was so stressed out, and then I just said, ladies and gentlemen, Norm Macdonald. And I look over to my right, and there he is walking the opposite way. and the feature turned him around and pointed him to the stage.
Over here, Norm.
That's how high we got by accident.
By accident, like you tripped on a joint. But I mean,
I love the peer pressure from Norm, though. That's awesome. It's like a high school and middle school all over again.
And he's my hero, so
Yeah.
I just, for me, I was a little worried about him. But then he walked on stage and he opened it up with this great bit, and he was crushing.
Right.
He was destroying, and then he got the light, and then he started to wrap it up, and he started to tell the joke he opened with, and I started to freak out. Like I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And the audience thought it was a joke. They thought he was being Norm.
Sure.
But when he delivered the punchline, and it was the same punchline, they realized he had just forgotten his joke, and they didn't laugh. They felt a little betrayed, and he walked off stage in complete confusion. And
That bit usually kills.
And then the feature goes, "You told the same joke twice, you idiot." And he goes, "No." And then he looks at me and he goes, "This is your fault." And I never got to work with him again. That was the last time I worked with Norm.
But you know what? With Norm Macdonald, though, that's Norm. He's so irreverent that
You'd almost expect it.
He can do that.
Yeah.
And all this, that's a bit in itself. I mean, look at the cauliflower joke he did on the roast of Bob Saget.
Yeah.
That bit, he purposely went up there on that roast and bombed on purpose.
Yeah.
And it was genius.
Yeah.
And have you heard that bit?
Watch Norm Macdonald roast.
Yeah.
Who was he roasting?
It was Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
So your head looks like a cauliflower or something like that. I'm not going to do the bit, but yeah, go back.
Oh, why not?
Smells like a fucking pot dispensary in here.
Oh, Norm, let's stay on track here. Let's stay on track. So it's been hard for me to get on.
I feel like I'm getting.
It's getting
You
Norm.
know what I'm
high.
saying? I'm making sense.
It's not you, is it?
No.
No, I'm not gonna. Let's move the show in a good order here.
But you don't seem. You seem different.
You know, okay, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out of
It's
order.
okay. It doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna remember this.
It's legal. It's legal.
Okay, it has to do with what you just
Medicinal
did. Norm fucks
marijuana
with people.
is
The most painful thing in the world for me is, and I realize, and it's so true. One of the most, not physical pain, but just mental pain, is waiting to talk. And that's what I was doing out there. You know, you're outside there, they're talking, but you're waiting to talk.
That's not all you were doing outside. It's legal. It's legal. It's legal.
I almost don't want to admit this because it makes him look so bad.
No, but
he made me smoke pot, America. This is the truth. I don't believe in God, but my truth. My truth. Outside, he goes, "Come on, you'll smoke. I'm like, if you want me to smoke, I'll smoke. I didn't plan on it because I get chat. People that smoke pot more than you think, you're always fighting with them when you go, "I only smoke pot 4 times a week." You're just saying it casually. They're like, "You smoke more than that." Like, relax. What are you afraid? I'm not admitting I'm like you.
4 times a week seems like a lot.
Does it really?
A little.
Look into my eyes.
I'm serious. I'm very serious.
No, I don't know who Bill Boggs is. The name sounds familiar. Oh, shut up. What are the odds smoke came billowing out of my mouth after half an hour? Really? You think your audience is that dumb? They're going to sit home and go, "Oh, my God, Todd Glass, a half an hour into his interview, smoke came billowing out of his mouth." Do you think we stopped saying N-rig, which means, or N-rich, or nigger-rich, or nigger-rig, which were terms that some people are going, were they terms? Because, well, it's a fine. Or do you think we just shouldn't use people?
Or what they say when you, stop with that joint there, you're getting spit on it.
So, no, hold on a second. So most people would say that we stopped those things because it was egregious.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying.
I know.
And so you have to say.
I'm trying to give you another example. My friend, he would get stoned and he'd go, "I thought of all these ideas and everything, but I never write them down." So he goes, "I'm going to write them down. I'm going to have a little notebook and write down whatever I think is funny, And so he said he woke up one day after getting really stoned, and on his pad he had written That's really funny.
Well, more bad news for ice cream moguls Ben and Jerry in their continuing battle with the Food and Drug Administration. This week, the FDA banned their newest flavor, stuff from Ben's beard. Meddling bureaucracy wrecking that. Well, bad news for ice cream moguls Ben and Jerry. This week, the Food and Drug Administration banned their newest flavor, Ben's back hair.
ZZ Top saying that every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man, but you know what they're not crazy about? Gross long beards.
It's funny and true.
That one was written for yours. That was
no,
more
no.
your cadence right there.
No.
But you know what they're not crazy about? Gross long beards.
A new study found that men with beards are more attractive. This is a study that took place at the University of... I'll do it another week. It's such a funny joke.
Another week.
A new study found that men with beards are more attractive than men without beards. More great work from the University of Bob Seger. My dad used to call it take a shave. Take a shave. He'd get mad at me.
See, people don't know you the way I know you.
Right.
This guy likes to have a good time.
I like to, I drinks a bit.
That wasn't what I was talking about.
Oh, what were you talking about?
I was just saying you have a good time. It's a real innocent thing to say, and then you get right into the drinking.
Occasionally I like to drink a beer. I don't like. I like regular drinks. I don't like.
Opposed to ether?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What I was talking about is those shooters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're shooters and they're like they have dirty names like sex names. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they're all called like the red-headed whore or something.
Exactly.
That's the one I like. It's actually named after me.
But I guess the idea is in your head you want to order them because you're drunk. You go, hey, they go, hey, you think maybe you'll get a, they go, you want a red-headed whore? Yeah, like that, right? You figure Rula Lenska's going to come in, you're going to have, right? You're going to have some dirty sex. But no, what I was going to say was this.
But you like, I mean, you said you sometimes you have a little too much to drink, maybe?
Well, one time I drank a super amount, and I don't even...
A super amount, right?
It was when I was a young guy. I'd only drunk like 8 or 9 times in my whole life. I never had gotten really drunk, but I had drinks. And I went out with my buddies and I was drinking, and they were having those crazy drinks. All of a sudden, I was really drunk. And then a guy gave me some pills. Like, he said, hey, you want some pills? And I said, yeah, all right. So I ate the pills. And you're not supposed to eat pills while you drink.
I think even if you're not drinking, it's not a good idea when someone goes, you want a bunch of pills? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, combining the two.
This guy was a decent guy. He was a bouncer. No. But, so I said, yeah, so these pills, they just make you like 100 times drunker. So then oh, man, I'm really drunk. And then, like, time passed, but I don't remember. And then my friends were like, hey, let's go. I'm like, why don't you guys go? Where are you going to, why go? Right? Like, we're in a bar drinking, right? And, like, it doesn't seem right. You don't want to go home, and watch I Love Lucy or something. So you're like, hey, I just stay here. I'll make new friends, right? So I was, like, real drunk, and everybody was, like, cool. It was like a Western. It had a jukebox, one of those. Guy gives you a whole bottle there, and you go, ah. And then...
That's what you do when you're drinking, you a pirate? All of a sudden?
And then it was the funnest, man. There was a big fat bearded guy there, and I was hanging with him, real drunk. All of a sudden, right, I'm like, oh, man, I can't remember anything. I remember, like, I sort of falling into a pool table or something like that.
Right.
And then I wake up, right, and it's like I'm in a bed. I look beside, there's the fat bearded guy beside me.
No, really?
Yeah. So I go, oh, Lord God, I had sex with the fat bearded guy, And at the time, like, I'd never had sex before in my life.
Yeah.
And I always thought, it's probably going to be with a lady. You know what I mean? So then, when I looked over, And the weird thing was, instead of us being in the same bed, he's in a separate bed, right? Like, we have two separate
it's
beds.
like twin beds.
Twin beds. So then I'm like, wait a minute, now this is weird, because, you know, why would we be in separate beds? Is he like an old-fashioned gay guy, you know? And then, right? But
he has the good values, yeah.
So
we're not married yet.
There's no such thing, of course, as an old-fashioned gay guy. They're the most decadent people. So I said, with sex, you know, they enjoy sex like crazy, you know?
We mustn't generalize.
No, we mustn't generalize.
No, but go ahead.
Seriously, they, you know, if there was a bathhouse for straight guys, we wouldn't be able to have sex 9, 10 times a night anyway. So anyways, I'm with, they love sex, it's a good thing. But I'm beside the fat bearded guy. I go, holy Lord. Anyways, it turns out, not a gay man at all. Turns out this guy, when I blacked out, had checked me into a rehab.
No.
Yeah.
And she's in there with you?
Yeah, so I got robes and a slipper, and they wouldn't give me my clothes back. And I had to stay in there for 3 days. And they're like, you're an alcoholic. I go, no, I'm not. And then apparently that's what alcoholics say, too, you know? So then, for 3 days, I had to stay there. I had to go to AA meetings, and I'd only been drunk like 9 times, right? So they're like, what's your worst one? I go, I guess the 9th one was bad, you know?
Right.
That was, and when did you hit bottom? I said, I don't know. The cool part of it was, the girls all get up, right? And all their stories are all the same. Whenever they hit bottom,
right.
Every story is the same. They're like, oh, when I hit bottom, you know, I a guy for a drink, you know? And you're like, oh. You know, every time. Yeah.
Couldn't we just take them out of the studio for the Norm part and then bring them back? Get a salad guard up, something?
So anyways.
All right, well, that's a nice story.
No, but it's a serious illness, you know. Alcoholism. It's an illness. It's an illness, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good illness because you know, there's not a lot of illnesses you get to be drunk all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's a corker.
We should go our separate ways, but...
Okay, and finally next Thursday, Americans everywhere will celebrate the holiday of Thanksgiving, or as turkeys refer to it, Murder Day.
I got a list of things that I'm thankful for. Every year I make them on the day before Thanksgiving.
Right.
So I can make a little speech, you know.
Right.
And I like if you'll have me to read my list.
Yeah, I'm going to not even interrupt you. You take your time.
Well, firstly, I'm thankful for the fine ladies who live across this country and leave pies on their windowsills, so an old chunk of coal like me might have a meal from time to time. I'm thankful for all of my 5 children, especially the one that I like. I'm thankful for the simple things in life, like bread. Although I've never tried it myself, I hear it's quite good. I'm very thankful for the brave man who pulled me from a burning building last April and unfortunately perished in the process. I'll never forget him, you know. I don't remember his name, but I think he had a mustache.
Oh, Jesus, Lord.
Of course, I'm thankful for being able to do stand-up comedy for a living, you know. There's nothing more gratifying than to step on a stage before a quiet crowd and with my comedy slowly turn them into an unruly mob. I'm thankful for women, the greatest creatures on earth, because without women, Dennis, there would be no cookies.
I'm thankful for women.
Oh. There you go.
Greatest creatures on earth.
That's all right. We'll get behind that one.
I think women are more intelligent than men. Also, Conan, without women, there would be no cookies.
I'm glad that this year the police finally solved the baffling murder of Margot Hemingway.
Hey, I'm thankful that this year the police finally solved the baffling murder of Bob Hope. No, the Burbank police and the LA... and finally... and this is on a serious note.
The baffling murder of Bob Hope was so...
And finally, what I'm most thankful for, of course, is serious note, is friends. Yes, friends. Especially that one where Joey buys Chandler a duck. That's the one I like the best.
Norm, I don't even think we punctuate that. I think it is such a beautiful list that we appreciate you calling in. We are thankful for your continued patronage here, and you have a good time in Hawaii. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
Yeah, give my love to your family, buddy.
What I'm most thankful for, honest to God, is friends.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes, Conan, friends. Especially the one where Joey buys Chandler a duck.
All right. Yeah. What the hell was that all about?
Baby, won't you come by? Everything's better with you by my side. A movie and dinner tonight. Pour a couple drinks and yeah, we're feeling fine.
Chris Kattan you didn't like.
Kattan's all right. Just we had, when you're in that, it's like being, I won't say it's like being in war, but when you're in a situation, everyone's fighting for themselves.
There's another great quick Norm story. Great quick Norm story.
Kid, Artie.
Well, Jim will appreciate this. They do a big Rolling Stone article about the Kansas City.
That was a great one, man.
They do a big Rolling Stone article about the cast.
I got
about
a good
the
one.
what? So the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Right, yeah.
And it's everybody kissing each other's ass. So they ask Norm about Chris Kattan. And it's after pages of, I've never seen someone do better character work. Norm's quote is, he seems gay to me. He goes, I've never met a guy who said he wasn't gay who seems so gay. But I guess he says he's not gay, so whatever.
Hey.
I love that.
What about Norm Macdonald? You're at war with him as well. You two don't like each other.
Warring with Norm?
Here's what Norm said.
Oh, good.
I got it for you. All right. Chris and Norm Macdonald apparently hate each other. This is according to my notes. When Norm hosted Saturday Night Live, Chris did not appear on the show. Wow.
Wait, when was...
In November of 97.
Oh, right.
Norm said of Chris, I don't know, but to me he seems gay. He claims he's not, but I've never seen like a guy who's not gay seem so gay. I don't find him funny. What can I say? Never made me laugh. What happened between... First of all, I don't believe you're gay, are you? I know someone you dated.
No, I'm not gay.
Yeah, you did.
And he's certainly had to have laughed at you once or twice.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
a funny guy.
Right.
Well, that was the
I mean, your
Rolling
characters,
Stone
some of your
article.
characters are effeminate, so maybe people will think you're
Right,
gay.
like Mango's, he's
gay,
queer as day.
Right. So
yeah.
So is Norm a homophobe? Is that the problem? He doesn't like gay characters?
I definitely think he has a problem with
But give me the history of this. I love Feuds.
Okay, let's see. What is? I don't know
You
exactly.
didn't appear on the show for a reason. You just
No. I don't. I just think I didn't get my sketches in. It wasn't like I'm not appearing in the show.
And when you're on Saturday Night Live, I've heard this before. When you say you didn't get your sketches in, you have to write your own material. If you don't get it in, if
it doesn't pass muster,
then you're not on the show.
Right.
Wow,
Yeah.
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, every week.
So do you have to hire separate guys to help you write material?
No. I mean they're there. There's people you write with normally. So
right. Okay. Because I heard some people don't help other people. You know.
No, some people don't.
Right.
But I'm not. Because I'm not exactly the easiest guy to write for, though. I'm not like. I'm not an everyman. I can't be the boyfriend all the time. I'm more of a freak.
So why Norm Macdonald? I mean, Norm is an easygoing guy. I know Norm. Why the dislike? Something happened.
Well, let's see. When I first got on the show, he was
so nice. He and Spade,
right,
were just like so nice, and then I don't know what happened. He just started. Like Garth Brooks was, we did like a pitch meeting, and he started saying things in the pitch meeting like, you don't want to do like Garth Brooks was a guest.
Yeah.
Was a guest. I was like, I'm sure you don't want to do another fag sketch. Like things like that. People would laugh.
Oh, dear.
I was like, why is he saying
All of this?
And then it got kind of old. Like, Jesus, Norm, you're like another.
And it makes you inhibited in a writing meeting if someone's goofing on you every time you open up your mouth, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't care because I'm not gay. If I was like, some gay guy going, I don't want anyone to know that I'm just
right. And so the gay jokes kept going and going and going.
Yeah, the gay jokes kept going and going.
And then you finally said, hey, I've had it with you, Norm.
Well,
Did you ever confront him?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but it's like a playful thing. He says it's like a Jack Benny, Fred Allen kind of a feud thing.
But you don't see it that way.
No, I think he's I don't know. But he this is what happened. We were on a flight together. We didn't plan on being together on the same flight. We were flying from LA back to New York to do Saturday Night Live, and it was a red eye, and he's behind me, and we're getting along, whatever. He's talking about crapping on women, or I don't know what he was talking about, something like that.
Yeah,
and it was funny because he was so loud,
right?
So everyone else could hear it. I'm like, I just crap on this girl.
Yeah,
and I'm like, laughing,
right?
Because he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
And then I wake up. And, because it's a red eye, and one of my shoes is missing. And I was like, where's my shoe? And Norm's like, hey, you lost your shoe, huh? And then he leaves. And I'm like, so disoriented. And I'm the last guy in the flight looking for my shoe. And I just, walk off the plane with one shoe. And all the stewardesses like, you are funny.
Oh, no. So he stole your shoe.
He stole my shoe.
And he's playing goofs on you. He's not respecting you.
Right.
Right.
And then I took his jacket on a really cold night.
Yes.
And his assistant called me at home going, I got to get Norm's jacket. Please get me Norm's jacket. And she was like freaking out.
Right.
I was like, no, this is between Norm and I.
You can't play in this game. Right. Chauncey Hayden, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how's it going?
All right.
I've interviewed Chris before. He's a good guy. Chris.
Thank you.
Is it not true that Jim Brewer, your former cast member, had a problem with you as well?
I think at one point he thought I stole an idea from him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, man, there's so much infighting. You got to admit.
But that's it, though.
Really?
That's not much for like 6 years.
With a lot of the cast members, and I think with Chris, do you remember that Rolling Stone cover came out, and they only put certain members of SNL on the cover?
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Didn't that cause a lot of strife inside?
Yeah, well...
Why, they only chose certain amount of people for the cover. It was you.
Right, it was Will, me, Molly Shannon, and Sherry O'Terry.
And you did the cover, and the rest of the cast felt like, hey, what are we, garbage?
What is this?
But why be mad at you?
It was because of our characters, too. It was like there was the cheerleaders.
You were the breakout guys.
Roxbury guys.
Right.
And Mary Catherine.
But aren't they mad or jealous because you guys broke out and they didn't? And don't they think that you should stick up for them and insist that they be on the cover as well? But you don't have that kind of juice.
No, what are we gonna?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only makes sense that they would be on the cover, but what are we gonna do? I mean, Norm wanted to be. There's a big stink because he wanted to be on the cover
by himself.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't know if he wanted. No, he wanted to be
in that picture.
I don't know. He showed up later, and then he wanted to be. He wanted to stand in the middle of us.
And you said no.
Well, it was just like weird.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Why are you
like who are you?
Like here? It's like my variety show. What?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess he thought he was the guy. All right, Chauncey, thanks. All right. Artie Lang, go ahead.
Hey,
Artie
what's
Lang.
up, man?
Yeah, hey, Artie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I like Chris. I think he's funny. But what he said before about that Rolling Stone cover is wrong.
All right, go. Artie's going to defend Norm, I guess.
Norm represents.
You know, you might be wrong.
All right, go ahead.
No, it's just that Chris made it sound like Norm showed up begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Oh no, he wasn't begging. He was just like assuming he was on the cover with us, and
Well, he was though.
I know he was.
But he wanted to stand in the middle as well.
No. They were begging Norm to do it, and he thought it seemed weird.
He didn't want to do it.
Right, he thought it seemed weird to stand in the middle of all you guys.
Oh, that's true.
They definitely wanted Norm to be on the cover because at the time, I mean, he was the funniest guy on the show. Howard, you've said that a million times.
I think Norm is hysterical.
He is. I already said that.
Yeah, and so does Chris.
But, you know, he made it sound like Norm's begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone. You guys said no.
Hey, Artie, do you know why Norm has such a problem with Chris?
No.
What is his problem?
You know, I don't know. I wasn't there when they met or all that stuff happened.
never really... Well, you are Mrs. Norm
Wait a
Macdonald.
minute, you weren't there during the shoot either, but you know all about that.
You know, as a matter of fact, I was, because me and Norm had already done the movie, and I had lunch with his assistant. We went over there.
There you go,
Yeah, I
Artie.
can tell you, Howard, it's Christopher Walken. I hosted Saturday Night Live
Yes.
several times. I think Norm is just a funny guy. He came up to me one day and said, I'm a big fan. I said, what's your favorite movie? He said, Chris Kattan's a fag.
Really?
It had nothing to do with anything.
Oh, that's
I, for the
ridiculous.
record, have never heard Norm say that.
All right. Thank you, Artie.
All right, man.
Where are you today?
I'm in beautiful New Jersey.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
You want to hear? Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go.
We're on SNL one time, right? This is what Norm just didn't care about anyone. This a quick story. Pamela Anderson is on, and every time a hot chick would come on, Kattan would go over the top and like, oh my God, you know, he'd write a sketch. We're gonna make out.
Right.
She's hot. She's with Tommy Lee Hammer. Back off.
Yeah, right.
Come on. So he writes a sketch, and they do this sketch where it's the Twilight Zone when everyone's in pig face or something.
Right. Right.
All right. So that's the goof. So me, Kattan, we're all in it, and Norm is the guy who's got to go, imagine if you will. Now, Norm doesn't read sketches, and he's a pro.
Right.
So he would rehearse it and go, hey, imagine if you will, second time, and Kattan would go, my God, you don't even sound like him. Why would you do that? And I would stand and go, Norm, you gonna hit him back? Like, you gonna say something to him? You just gonna take that from this guy? Now we go to a dress show, which has an audience, and it's being filmed.
Right.
And again, he starts punking into Norm on the set.
Right.
He's going, oh my God, Norm, you gonna do it right? It's my only sketch.
Right, you don't sound like Rod Serling.
Hey, imagine, 10, 9, and we're on. Hey, imagine if you will. And he knew the deal.
Right.
Now we go to air. And Norm still hasn't said nothing. Every time Kattan would say something to him, I'd look at Norm like, hey, man, you're my hero. What's up? Because if you're not going to say something, I will.
Right.
And sure enough, you know, he'd give me like a wink. I swear to you, he'd give me a wink. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Live Air comes on. And I'm like, 20 seconds to the Twilight Zone sketch. He starts up again. Where Mike, the whole audience is listening. He's like, oh, God, Kattan. Norm, you better sound like... Oh, God, Pamela, you're so hot. Norm, Pamela, I can't wait if you ever get rid of... 10 seconds! Norm turns to Kattan. Right for his head, he goes, hey, Pamela, did Chris tell you he's gay yet? And he's got all this rage because he likes being gay. Everyone, why don't you just say you're gay and you wouldn't have all this anger and be a pester? 5 seconds! And you wouldn't have all this rage and try to interrupt everyone's sketch because you suck this week. And we're on! Imagine if you will. I'm like, there's my hero. There's my hero.
See, he knew to save it for the live air.
Saved it. He saved
nice.
it.
And Kattan sank.
I couldn't even get my words out.
Yeah, I didn't say what he said. He was saying he was being.
He was paraphrasing and being kind. What did you say?
Well, Chris is a great guy, but he used to bring around women all the time to the show, you know. Big, tall women, you know. Big bruisers, you know. And he'd say, look, I'm heterosexual. I mean, he wouldn't say that out loud, but that's what that would be the caption on the picture in the New Yorker. Boy, those are funny.
So it was something related to his sexuality.
Maybe. But listen, if I call a person gay, that ain't no insult.
It's a good thing nowadays.
Yeah, if you say it's an insult, you're the homophobe, not me.
Correct. Supreme Court says so.
That's absolutely.
Would you care to hear my Anthony Hopkins?
I want to hear
From
Anthony
Sounds of the Lambs?
Yeah, I want to
Okay,
hear.
you be
your
the girl.
impression?
You be the girl.
Jodie Foster?
Yeah, just say something.
Who recently came out, right?
Yeah, but don't put that.
I'm not plugging that.
Okay, so just say it. Like you're,
I don't need
I'm Hannibal the cannibal.
I'm Jodie Foster. I can't do Jodie.
No, just say any line.
Okay, Hannibal, you're terrible. What have you done to these innocent people?
Clarice, I don't know what you dream about, but I ate a guy. That wasn't good at all. I've never done it. Here's the problem. I've never done an impression of him.
Do one. Here's Jessica Biel from Flashdance.
Okay. So okay, Jessica.
Yeah.
Man, aren't you getting ready for your dance?
Yeah, I gotta go. I got a big thing tonight. It's like
Jennifer.
That my Jessica Biel and his Anthony Hopkins.
It was pretty close. They were pretty close. No, sometimes you think a good impression might come out. Do you ever do that?
What?
You go,
I'll try. I didn't even hear what you
guy.
said.
You go, man, I like this guy. I'll try him. Maybe it'll come out and sound
Yeah.
like him. And then it
You know, it's the
doesn't.
first time you try an impression. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I could do Cary Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Cary. Nah, it didn't work out.
Didn't work.
Funny, that scene that you guys
Daryl, where's Daryl?
the scene that you
Here's
guys
my
just
Daryl.
did, the one that you just did.
Yes.
You did it a few times, so.
Yeah. Every time we try to mix it up a little, you know.
It's good to do it less than more.
Sometimes
Less
less
than
is
more?
more.
Less
Sometimes
is more?
It really
more
is.
Sometimes more is more when you're talking about fat women, but less is more when it's acting.
Yeah, if you're talking about little women, it's better to talk more about them.
Yeah, less is less with
Talk
women,
less about heavier
Yeah.
women.
but less is more in acting. But with big fat women, less is actually
They don't
less.
call 'em-
More is more. There's no hiding that.
It's true. Here's my impression of a big fat woman. Not very good.
Hey, fatty.
So how much longer are you guys going to be here?
What?
We're that's it.
Let's do a little from the
We
sunshine.
flew in
Boys.
for a half
Let's
hour.
do a little
No.
from the sunshine.
We're here for
Boys.
another week, I think.
But next year, the sunshine. Boys. You want to hear a little?
I don't know
Sunshine
any from the
Boys?
Sunshine
I don't know.
Boys.
Well, they said we could ad lib it all.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to get together, get back on the road again. See, do our vaudeville act.
I can't do that.
Why
Don't
not?
you see I got all this paperwork to do?
Yeah, you're balder than anything.
Wait a minute. If I weren't 70.
Ah.
Let's see. That's good.
That was
I got all this paperwork to do, and if I weren't 70.
What is going on? No, I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry. What did you say, sir?
You're not very funny.
Who? What's up, what? What do I give a fuck? No, you... No, you're saying I'm not very funny.
You got
What?
my money. You got my money. That's okay.
How much money? How much money I got that's yours? No, honestly, I don't care. How much?
Well, a couple bucks.
Are you alone or you just by yourself?
Only when I'm with someone.
So-
PM. He's not alone, unfortunately.
So what was the idea? So here's the thing. So you go, I'm gonna pay money. Go see this dude, right? Tickets probably cost a lot of money, right? So.
Knock the asshole out!
No, that would be an awful thing. That would be an awful thing. That would be a terrible thing to do. No, I just want to understand what exactly happened. So, but anyways, you at some point in your life you thought I was funny. I see, because I don't got no fucking banjo or shit. So at some point in your life, you thought I was funny, right?
Weekend update, baby.
Weekend update. That's nice, thank you. So then, have you ever seen me do anything since Weekend Update? Pardon I'm sorry, what?
YouTube morbid bits.
I did what?
A lot of YouTube morbid bits.
YouTube morbid bits? Oh, morbid. I see. And so then, did you like those? No. You didn't like those? Specifically about death. Is that what you mean? So, yes! So they were clips from the, you didn't like those. So then you said, I'll come here to this show.
You said that you were better. You weren't doing the morbid stuff anymore.
Yeah, I'm not doing the morbid stuff anymore. Did I do anything more? First of all, I never said I was better. I've never used it. But have I done anything morbid, do you think?
No, Norm, I love you, baby. That's why I'm here. So shut up.
Why you tell him shut up? He should say he loved me. Well, that's nice. Thanks, man. That's cool that you love me. Because it's cool to love someone, even if you don't think they're fine. You know, you should love someone even if they disappoint you. No, I'm not going to check them out. Why would I do that? Yeah. So you know, it's nice of you to love me, even though I've disappointed you. I'm sorry I was funny, because seriously, I never tried. I'll try to do that. But that was nice that you said that you love me on the weekend update. And it was so sweet that you said you love me. So I love you too, bro. Oh, man, alive. We got through that all right. You gotta let people have their opinion and stuff like that. You know, man paid a lot of money, and then he's like, what the fuck is all this shit? Morbid shit. I didn't really feel that morbid.
Love you, Norm. You rock, Norm.
Where's Adam?
But let's do a morbid thing. Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here, you know, and I was asked to host the ESPYs this year. Yeah, hi, that's my name, Espen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're very kind. You know, in the, what's that? Oh, yeah, no. No, you're absolutely right. That is my name. What's that? Guy yells my name for no reason. But you know, it is rather daunting to me. I'm just a guy, you know. What the hell am I? And here I am, you know, I look out, I see President Bill Clinton, you know, I see Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, you know, media mogul Rupert Murdoch, you know, broadcast legend Larry King, you know, pornographer Larry Flint, you know, Dick Morris. The list is starting to drop off a little, folks, but still, you get the idea. It's daunting.
And did you meet anybody, any heroes of yours? You meet any big celebrities?
Yeah, I met Larry Flint. He's not my hero, but he's a guy. He's a famous guy.
Sure, he's famous. He's well known.
Yeah, I enjoy meeting famous guys,
sure.
you know.
And he came out, he's in a wheelchair, and he talks like this. He goes, but he was, it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
No.
He was shot. So, anyways, excuse me, I'm sorry, folks. Larry Flint and Dick Morris are giving some sort of hand signals to each other over there. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but it's kind of hard to concentrate. Larry Flint is here tonight. But also present this evening, Madeleine Albright, the Secretary. He said, because I was in the movie The People Against Larry Flint.
Versus
Larry.
You were in the movie. The People versus. It was a famous movie, and
Yes,
you're in it.
I was in it. I was one of the people that was versusing him.
Okay.
So he said to me, hey, no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. No, but this is what he said to me, Conan. He goes, when you're in Los Angeles, you know, I told him I was coming to Los Angeles. He goes, when you're in Los Angeles, he goes, look me up. He goes, I'll take care of you.
When other people say that, you think, like, that means nothing, but coming from him.
Like, if my Uncle Phil told me that from Minneapolis, I'd think, if he went, hey, I'll take care of you when you come to Minneapolis, that means, like, I'll make you a nice chicken pot pie. You know? But Larry Flint, that means, you know, I'll get you a couple of hot, dirty broads, you know, and then while you're having sex, then I'll come into my wheelchair. You know? Who knows what it means?
Okay.
I met Larry Flint because we have a thing here in the United States where you go and talk in front of the president. So you do a stand-up comedy, which is what I do.
To the president?
To the president and a bunch of press people.
When?
It's like a roast.
Yeah. You never heard of that? Never heard television?
Go and do comedy at the president.
Yeah.
He sits down, you go and do some comedy.
Well, not right to him, not just one-on-one.
Right.
There's a bunch of press people.
The White House Correspondents'.
Anyway, it's called the White House Correspondents'.
When I accepted the honor of performing here tonight, one thought crossed my mind, and that was, please, God, don't let me bomb in front of the president.
Anyway, the point of it is this. Larry Flint was there, right? So afterwards, I went up to Larry Flint, and I'm very uncomfortable around anyone's wheelchair or any sick person.
You're worried about it. You don't know what to say. You don't know if to address it or not.
Yeah, and I'm worried about my own mortality.
You think it's almost infectious?
Yes, I really do believe that they don't tell you how many contagious things there are. So I got close up to him, which you have to do with these fellas, and I said, "Hi, Larry," and he said, "Hi." So I said, "No, of course." I just agreed with him. Anyways, he said to me, he said, "Whenever you're out in California, come on over, I'll take care of you." So I was like, oh. And then I thought about it. You know, I live in rural Canada. Now, my Uncle Basil, if he said, "Hey, anytime you're in the Ottawa Valley, come on over, I'll take care of you," that would mean he would make me a nice mincemeat pie, you know, and Aunt Ida would play on the piano, and it'd be a heck of a thing. But when Larry Flint says, "I'll take care of you," I assume that means I'll be having sex with an odd-looking lady, and then he'll come in whacking off on his wheelchair.
Well,
but he's a wonderful guy.
I think... Supplementary edition of a masturbating, voyeuristic, bewildered Larry Flint that's conjecture. But I think what is reasonable, Norm, is that him saying, "I'll take care of you," because if it was like a man that ran like a vegetable store, "I'll take care of you," you might think that you're going to get some beets, some juices. I don't think you'd be paying for the pornography. I think a friendship with Larry is a portal to pornography.
Oh, absolutely.
I see. Ending with music is fantastic.
You could juggle or swallow a sword, or that would be good.
Anything that's different, because all my jokes are equal.
No, you do different. You weave them different.
I peter out.
Not necessarily. I've seen you
peter out.
I've seen you get more graphic.
How do you like that? Yeah, that's good, doesn't it? What?
Like John Lean.
I'm lean, yeah. I'm on the zone.
So is Gilman.
No, I'm just kidding. I just eat regular food.
How do you like it out there?
I actually, one time, I swear to God, I eat bad, right? And one time I lived beside a McDonald's when I was a young kid, you know what I mean? Like 18, 19 years old there. And me and my buddies, all we used to do was smoke dope. And it was back in the old days, you know what I mean? Now I don't do any of that stuff because, you know, it's the thing to say. But, no, I don't do anything. I'm scared now of everything. But back then, I always did that. And then I lived right beside a McDonald's, so every day I would eat just Big Macs every day.
Because you get the munchies, don't you?
Yeah. So we'd have a big bunch.
How come we know all this?
I've been told, and it also makes you a little love crazed, from what I hear.
Oh my God!
Those are two good reasons I've ever wanted to do it.
And it makes you like you get all, and you never wear a bra.
That's
it's like
right.
a crazy thing. Yeah.
Awful things happen.
But and so I always ate all these hamburgers, right? These Big Macs, and I passed out one time, and I went to the doctor, and he said, "You're malnourished. You have to eat something other than Big Macs." That's not a good story.
No, I like that story.
Is that the end of it?
Yeah.
You're right. It's not a good story.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad story.
The hunk was great. Story wasn't that good.
The scariest movies always to me were the Cronenberg movies. 'Cause there's always the inside.
I was thinking about The Fly recently. Where that moment where it's like when he's climbing up the wall and he's like, pretty weird, huh?
Yeah.
You're like, oh God.
No,
and then when he breaks apart and there's a giant fly inside of him. Can we turn this around somehow to end this thing?
It's like my act when I do my act.
Yeah.
I never think of a fucking ending.
Yeah,
like
just trickle off.
Just fucking.
Me too.
Just unravel.
I guess this is.
It's
we
terrible.
good? You done?
It's terrible.
You guys feel okay with what happened here?
Every week I go, why didn't I think of something?
Do you do that thing where you look? It's like, okay, I've done an hour and 15. And I don't know that how it's structured really matters. I'm done.
That's what I'm like. And then I know people are kind of silent. They're like, "Where's the big ending?"
What's the matter with him?
I was in Montreal at that restaurant. Cochon de whatever, petit, something de cochon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
So, like
A pig.
Yeah, the pied de cochon.
Yeah.
Right. They make their own head cheese. And I'm like, really? Why would anyone? I thought that was garbage meat. But no, they're making it right out of the head. You can order a whole pig's head there.
You can?
You can eat for two.
Yeah. I was in Cambodia once. I ate a brain. It was brain.
Really?
Yeah, mine was stupid. Now,
Zuckerberg says he's only eating his own meat that he kills now. Have you read that?
With his bare hands.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg?
The kid's a monster.
He tries to do one thing to alter his modern lifestyle every year. And this year he says he's only going to eat meat that he's actually killed. And I was wondering, what are you adhering to
I'm a
lately?
vegetarian, a strict vegetarian.
No. Have you done that?
Well, I eat chicken.
It's not all that.
That's not vegetarian.
I'm not. I said I'm not strict. I eat chicken and
steaks
beef. Pork. I ate raw game. Did you ever eat? It's not dead yet.
No, you're
and
over
you
there.
eat it, and as you're eating it, their death throes are making you hungrier.
There's nothing.
That's better than a soybean.
Yeah, you're right.
Which sounds better, that or soybean?
Listen, some of the best meals I've had is that Mongolian thing over at Dahmer's on Wednesday night. Literally, we ate a Mongolian.
Did I tell you I ate a live fish in real life?
No.
Yeah, I was at a sushi restaurant, and the guy's like Japanese. Mm-hmm. And so I go, I eat just sashimi, like raw fish. Mm-hmm. I don't eat with rice or anything like that.
Yeah.
Am I trying to impress him? So he goes, eat raw, you eat live fish? I go, yeah. Even though I don't. And he goes,
never think he's going to call you on
yeah, and I go, plus it sounds kind of cool. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I get you live fish. I go, thanks, man. Like I was an inside guy, and then he brought out a fish and hit it and knocked it out and put it on a stick. It was live. And that clears out a sushi bar. A lot of people, the girl I was in was barfing in a bathroom, and the only people interested was the guy, the Japanese sociopath guy, and all the Mexican help. They were all like looking like I'd eat it, and so I had to cut it. And then they leave the fish that's on the skeleton that looks like the one Sylvester found on a garbage thing. To move. It's moving and like a dead bobblehead, and you had to put water in its mouth to keep it alive so you could watch it die as you ate. It was a nice meal.
I got to work on the Norm show, his kind of short-lived sitcom. I think it was only on for 2 seasons, maybe. And it was him, Max Wright, the dad from Alf, Laurie Metcalf, awesomely, and Artie Lang. It was maybe the most dysfunctional cast I've ever been lucky enough to work with. Laurie hated being there, even though she's a genius actor and a genius sitcom actor, but she hated it. She hated the cameras, she hated the audience, she hated everything. She just wanted to move back to Chicago and do theater with her daughter at the Steppenwolf. Max Wright is a crazy town. He's the guy that would miss table reads, and he would just be like in New Hampshire in a ditch, like his car driven off the side of the road with a lap full of empty champagne bottles. And then he was famously on the cover of National Enquirer, one of those rags, hitting cameras, doing crack with gay homeless guys. Awesome stuff.
Ditches, they're not. Ditches used to be a happening spot, basically up until maybe the 1970s, I want to say. Things were going on in ditches, but now, it's, it's trash or nothing.
Yeah, it's all, these days, it's all ravines. It's mostly a ravine kind of situation now.
Back in my day, we had a ditch and we were happy about it.
Yeah. Luxury. We used to dream about being in a ditch. So on the night of the show, because Norm didn't really rehearse that hard. Laurie Metcalf, on the other hand, because she is a consummate professional actor, she really rehearsed. She took notes, and every rehearsal throughout the sitcom week, she was trying things out and really digging in and like experimenting and exploring. And everybody else is like comics and lazy, and you I'll be funny on the night. And Norm didn't really rehearse that much. And before the show, this is the first time I'd ever seen a sitcom do this. And we were shooting at Warner Brothers. And also, if the police are on their way, Spencer, make sure that you warn a brother.
How often does that come up? I mean, that's great, but how often can you fit that into?
I saw a dude with that shirt with the WB logo, the WB, and it said, "If the police come in, Warner Brother." It's a great shirt. But we met in the green room where normally it's reserved for the network exec Mucky Mucks to watch the show and pass judgment from on high. The whole cast met up there, and guest stars like myself. I was just a guest star on it. And to do a speed read before the show, which I'd never seen before, like to really just speed read the entire episode. And I got the impression that it was basically for Norm. That and is this story ringing a bell to either of you? Did I just tell this story on the show?
Not just, but yeah. Then you said, weren't you talking to Artie Lang about how he how he just gets blasted and gets to me it sounded like I imagined like a moving dolly, and he was just on the dolly, and he just rolled him in.
No,
I don't know.
He was gone for an hour and a half. The audience was loaded in, so I know I'm repeating myself now. But we were all worried about it, Norm. I'm like, does this happen a lot? And Artie offered me a cigar. I'm like, I don't smoke, but can I take one for a friend? He's like, yeah. He gave me this nice Nat Sherman cigar. And or little cigarillo kind of thing. And if you can imagine, I knew Artie a little bit, but Artie was he seemed like the level one, the level-headed guy in the cast, comparatively to everybody else in this weird-ass group of people. And Norm came in, he had done a bunch of Xanax, and then when the taping started, he was perfect. He was absolutely perfect. There's a good story Sam Simon told me, because Sam Simon was executive producer on that show. And Norm as funny as he is, one of the greatest comics of all time, and certainly a comics comic. And he will certainly be missed by everybody. He's goddamn, he's funny. Norm's not a great dramatic actor, apparently, and there was a scene when he fucks up like his love interest in the show, and I'm blanking on the actress's name, but he steps in it. He does something stupid, and she's like, you know what? I don't ever want to talk to you again. Like this is over. I was like, you know, fuck you. This is the end. And she slams the door and walks out and slams the door behind her. And that's the end of the scene. And I think that was a commercial break. And Norm in the script is supposed to look very sad. So she would do the line in rehearsal, and she would go, I don't never want to talk to you again. Slam. And then Norm would just stand there. And just waiting for someone to yell cut. And Sam would go, okay, so Sam geniusly found a way to make Norm act sad. Sam took his watch off and took his wristwatch off and placed it on the floor about 5 feet to the right of Norm. So when the actress, he goes, Norm, when she leaves, watch her walk out, slam the door, take a beat, and then look at my watch. So that's how they did it. Like teaching a dog to act.
But that's another.
And then he just went, and it worked. Fucking genius.
But that's part of what's so crazy is because it simultaneously felt like it was so well put together, so rehearsed, but also so natural. Like he didn't even know what he was saying was funny, you know, like he doesn't even get the joke. But it was always simultaneously. You could never pin him down. And, you know, I don't know, you know, I think he seems, especially now that he's gone, you know, he definitely seems like a hard guy to pin down. I don't know.
Last week on Larry King Live, Marlon Brando made the shocking statement that Hollywood is, quote, run by Jews. In response, outraged Jewish organizations made it snow in New York in April. Well, earlier this week, actor Marlon Brando met with Jewish leaders to apologize for comments he made on Larry King Live. Among them, that, quote, Hollywood is run by Jews. The Jewish leaders accepted the actor's apology and announced that Brando is now free to work again. While in England, where he spoke at Oxford University, Simpson had defended actor Marlon Brando's criticism of Hollywood Jews. Later, from his island hideaway, Brando sent O.J. a telegram which read, "You're not helping." In Cincinnati, is Cincinnati Reds owner Marge Schott an anti-Semite? Well, it is beginning to look that way. According to a report out today, on the entire Cincinnati Reds team, there is not one Jewish player. A group of Orthodox rabbis declared that other branches of Judaism are, quote, not Judaism at all, thus challenging the religious status of millions of American Jews. This week, that statement was rejected by Reform leader Rabbi Don Schonstein, who said, quote, our legitimacy as Jews flows from the richness of our Jewish lives, the strength of our Jewish communities, and most important of all, our deep and abiding belief in Jesus Christ.
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. Oh, I wish that you would come around. No.
Finally, folks, next week, Jews everywhere will be celebrating the holiday of Yom Kippur, or as non-Jews refer to it, Wednesday.
You got to look into the future. It's like the word retard.
Well, hey, don't get me started.
That's the word right now, because I think people have stopped saying gay meaning lame.
Yeah.
The more evolved.
And they're
However,
yeah.
The word retard is still, I think.
It's before you argue that they should stop saying retarded, I like to ask two questions. I go, number one, because you have to find out about their past. And if they answer these questions differently, I give them the different speech. I go, do you think Jew me down? Do you think we stopped it because we shouldn't have had to, but people are so PC? And if they went, no, that's horrible.
What did they say when you, hey, stop with that joint there, you're getting spit on it.
So, no, hold on a second.
Huh?
So most people would say that we stopped those things because it was egregious.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know.
And so you have to say, so if the answer is no to those things, like we stopped them because they were bad, then why do you fucking think that retarded is going to stand the test of time? I don't get why.
Just look into the past.
You're all dressed up.
Yeah, they told me to dress up for Comedy Week.
Explain to the folks what Comedy Week is. You fucking retard. No, can you explain?
Not really.
2 23-year-old women in China this week have set a record, living 12 days in a room with 888 deadly snakes. They now hold a place, a coveted place, in the Guinness Book of World Retard. 20th Century Fox has announced that Macaulay Culkin will not be hired to star in Home Alone 3. Studio spokesman said that it was nothing personal, but with Culkin now 16 years of age, the only way to keep him in the film would be to make the character retarded. In an effort to feel smarter than somebody, Dan Quayle this week spoke to 4,000 Amway employees. Dismissed Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into two camps, those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. In a recent interview, Christy Brinkley suggested that football players should have special gloves connected to lights on their helmets. That way, when they catch the ball, you'll know who has possession. Read these and other interesting ideas in Christie's new book, I'm an Idiot. New York Governor George Pataki this week announced a plan to cut state scholarship aid to college students who do not maintain at least a C average. Sadly, the students hurt most by these cuts will be the idiots. According to published reports, MTV News anchor Tabitha Soren has been romantically linked with journalist Michael Lewis. Soren denies the reports, claiming she doesn't have time for a boyfriend because she's too busy pretending not to be stupid. And finally, the Oscar nominations were announced this week, and Tom Hanks and Jodie Foster are in a heated competition in the Academy's controversial new category, Best Retard. When I lived in L.A., I lived on the actual street called Melrose Place. There's an actual street.
There's a Melrose. Is there really a Melrose
There's really
place?
a Melrose Place.
Okay.
You know this, right?
Yes, it's true.
So they opened a restaurant called Melrose Place on it, and then it's right beside my house. And every time I go out, there's all these retards, like tourists, and then these tourist retards, like they're always fat and they're taking pictures, standing in front of this restaurant.
Yeah.
Do you know about this girl? She's mad at you. She was on the Greg Fitzsimmons show. Did you hear anything about this?
I know Greg Fitzsimmons.
Yeah, Greg does a show for us, and Greg was interviewing some girl, and she was going off.
I know who it is.
What's the girl's name?
You know, me and Norm have worked with her before. That's why he's going to laugh when I say the name. Laura Keitling hates your guts.
Did you know she hates you?
Oh
my God! Do you want to hear the clip?
All right. When Dirty Work came out, Comedy Central had a show called Canned Ham. It promoted movies, and me and Norm did it.
Oh, she hosted.
And she was the host. And
You like her, right?
But she seemed fine.
You have no problem with her.
She was on SNL.
Okay, listen to the comment on this, if you will.
By the way, can I interrupt your old friend, Norm Macdonald? Did you guys write together on,
He's not a friend of mine.
Roseanne, right? Well, I was just using it loosely.
Now, you had a
Oh,
reaction
boy,
just
not a
now to
friend
Norm
at all.
Macdonald. Not a friend, not a fan.
You worked with him, though.
At Saturday Night Live.
Roseanne.
No, I missed him at Roseanne. Well, I came in, and he was supposed to be the my guide through SNL, and it turned out that he is a shit stirrer.
He was busy pissing in a bucket in front of people.
Well, no, he loves to pit people against each other. He used to find articles where somebody said one thing, and then he'd stand in the doorway and laugh. He'd find an article where Janine said something about Adam, and just create all this havoc. So it's funny that you said that, because he's probably one of the few people I really don't like.
Yeah. Norm is someone who really sticks out.
Well,
to you.
because it was such a kind of a vulnerable time, being because it was the first time I'd ever done live TV and stuff, and he really, and for all of us, really kind of made it difficult.
What about Norm Macdonald? You're at war with him as well. You two don't like each other.
Warring with Norm?
Here's what Norm said.
Oh, good.
I got it for you. All right. Chris and Norm Macdonald apparently hate each other. This is according to my notes. When Norm hosted Saturday Night Live, Chris did not appear on the show. Wow.
Wait, when?
In November of '97.
Oh, right.
Norm said of Chris, "I don't know, but to me he seems gay." He claims he's not, but I've never seen a guy who's not gay seem so gay. I don't find him funny. What can I say? Never made me laugh. What happened between? First of all, I don't believe you're gay. Are you? I know someone you dated.
No, I'm not gay.
Yeah, you did.
And he's certainly had to have laughed at you once or twice.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
a funny guy.
Right.
Well, that was the.
I mean, your
Rolling
characters.
Stone
Some of your
article.
characters are effeminate, so maybe people will think you're
Right,
gay.
like Mango's, he's
gay.
Queer as day.
Right. So
yeah.
So is Norm a homophobe? Is that the problem? He doesn't like gay
definitely
characters?
think he has a problem with
But give me the history of this. I love Feuds.
Okay, let's see. I don't know
You
exactly.
didn't appear on the show for a reason. You just
No. I don't. I just think I didn't get my sketches in. It wasn't like I'm not appearing in the show.
And when you're on Saturday Night Live, I've heard this before. When you say you didn't get your sketches in, you have to write your own material. If you don't get it in, if
it doesn't pass muster,
then you're not on the show.
Right.
Wow,
Yeah.
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, every week.
So do you have to hire separate guys to help you write material?
No. I mean they're there. There's there's people you write with normally. So
right. Okay. Because I heard some people don't help other people. You know.
No, some people don't.
Right.
But I'm not. Because I'm not exactly the easiest guy to write for, though. I'm not like. I'm not an everyman. I can't be the boyfriend all the time. I'm more of a freak.
So why Norm Macdonald? I mean, Norm is an easygoing guy. I know Norm. Why the dislike? Something happened.
Well, let's see. When I first got on the show, he was so nice. He and Spade,
right,
were just so nice. And then I don't know what happened. He just started. Garth Brooks was, we did a pitch meeting, and he started saying things in the pitch meeting you don't want to do, Garth Brooks was a guest.
Yeah.
Was a guest. I was like, I'm sure you don't want to do another fag sketch. Things like that. People would laugh.
Oh, dear.
I was like, why is he saying
All of this?
And then it got kind of old, Jesus, Norm, you're like another...
And it makes you inhibited in a writing meeting if someone's goofing on you every time you open up your mouth, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't care because I'm not gay. If I was some gay guy going, I don't want anyone to know that I'm just...
Right. And so the gay jokes kept going and going and going.
Yeah, the gay jokes kept going and going.
And then you finally said, hey, I've had it with you, Norm.
Well,
did you ever confront him?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but it's like a playful thing. He says it's like a Jack Benny, Fred Allen kind of a feud thing.
But you don't see it that way.
No, I think he's I don't know. But he this is what happened. We were on a flight together. We didn't plan on being together on the same flight. We were flying from LA back to New York to do Saturday Night Live, and it was a red eye. And he's behind me, and we're, getting along, whatever. He's talking about crapping on women, or I don't know what he was talking about. Something like that.
Yeah,
and it was funny because he was so loud,
right?
So everyone else could hear it. I just crap on this girl.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing.
Right.
Because he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, and, because it's a red eye, and one of my shoes is missing. And I was like, where's my shoe? And Norm's like, hey, you lost your shoe, huh? And then he leaves. And I'm so disoriented. And I'm the last guy in the flight looking for my shoe. And I just, walk off the plane with one shoe, and all the stewardesses like, you are funny.
Oh, no. So he stole your shoe.
He stole my shoe.
And he's playing goofs on you.
Right.
He's not respecting you.
Right.
Right.
And then I took his jacket on a really cold night.
Yes.
And his assistant called me at home going, I got to get Norm's jacket. Please get me Norm's jacket. And she was like freaking out.
Right.
I was like, no, this is between Norm and I.
You can't play in this game.
I've interviewed Chris before. He's a good guy. Chris.
Thank you.
Is it not true that Jim Brewer, your former cast member, had a problem with you as well?
I think at one point he thought I stole an idea from him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, man, there's so much infighting. You got to admit.
But that's it, though.
Really?
That's not much for like 6 years.
With a lot of the cast members, and I think with Chris, do you remember that Rolling Stone cover came out, and they only put certain members of SNL on the cover?
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Didn't that cause a lot of strife inside?
Yeah, well...
Why, they only chose certain amount of people for the cover. It was you.
Right, it was Will, me, Molly Shannon, and Sherry O'Terry.
And you did the cover, and the rest of the cast felt like, hey, what are we, garbage?
What is this?
But why be mad at you?
It was because of our characters, too. It was like there was the cheerleaders.
You were the breakout guys.
Roxbury guys.
Right.
And Mary Catherine.
But aren't they mad or jealous because you guys broke out and they didn't? And don't they think that you should stick up for them and insist that they be on the cover as well? But you don't have that kind of juice.
No, what are we gonna?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only makes sense that they would be on the cover, but what are we gonna do? I mean, Norm wanted to be. There's a big stink because he wanted to be on the cover
by himself.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't know if he wanted. No, he wanted to be
in that picture.
I don't know. He showed up later, and then he wanted to be. He wanted to stand in the middle of us.
And you said no.
Well, it was just like weird.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Why are you
like who are you?
Like here, it's like my variety show. What?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess he thought he was the guy. All right, Chauncey, thanks. All right, Artie Lang, go ahead.
Hey,
Howard,
what's up, man?
Yeah, hey, Artie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I like Chris. I think he's funny. But what he said before about that Rolling Stone cover is wrong.
All right, go. Artie's going to defend Norm, I guess.
Norm represents.
You might be wrong.
All right, go ahead.
No, it's just that Chris made it sound like Norm showed up begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Oh no, he wasn't begging. He was just like assuming he was on the cover with us. And
well, he was though.
I know he was.
But he wanted to stand in the middle as well.
No. They were begging Norm to do it. And he thought it seemed weird.
He didn't want to do it.
Right. He thought it seemed weird to stand in the middle of all you guys.
Oh, that's true.
They definitely wanted Norm to be on the cover because at the time, I mean, he was the funniest guy on the show. Howard, you've said that a million times.
Right. I think Norm is hysterical.
He is. I already said that.
Yeah, and so does Chris.
But, I think Chris, he made it sound like Norm's begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone.
No.
Said no.
Hey, Artie, do you know why Norm has such a problem with Chris?
No.
What is his problem?
I don't know. I wasn't there when they met or all that stuff happened.
He's never really...
Well, you are Mrs. Norm
Wait
Macdonald.
a minute, you weren't there during the shoot either, but you know all about that.
As a matter of fact, I was, because me and Norm had already done the movie, and I had lunch with his assistant. We went over there.
There you go.
They said that this guy, Don Ohlmeyer, turns out to be the president.
Yeah, now I know Don Ohlmeyer, and just between you and me, he's an idiot.
Oh.
So I wouldn't take it seriously. If this guy fired you, you may still have a job. You never know.
Norm is here. Norm's so much in the news every time I turn around.
What? Oh, me in the news?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Hotter than ever.
Yeah.
My gosh. Looks like they did you a big favor over there at NBC.
Yeah, they hate me.
Oh, but look what happened to you. Became a movie star, just like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But hadn't you already started filming this movie long before that whole controversy began?
Yeah.
So what do you make of all this?
What do I make of it?
Yeah, what's the point?
The point of
they're
what?
trying to make,
Who? So you got to explain to the people.
No, they read the papers. They know.
Yeah, they know that NBC has banned promotion or commercials featuring your movie on their network.
Yeah, because this character, Don Ohlmeyer, he's the president of NBC, you see?
Yeah.
And he hates me.
Yeah.
But you've only met him one time, I understand.
I've only met him once.
So this is not a personal reason that he hates you.
Yes, he hates me personally.
But you like him, don't you?
I think he's a fair enough fella. I met him once. He seems like a stand-up guy. I don't hate anybody. You know Don Ohlmeyer?
I've met him a couple of times, sure.
He seems like a nice enough fella.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't, put it this way. His best friend is O.J. Simpson, right? if you can like O.J. Simpson, you can like me. You know what I mean?
I wonder what it is about you.
Feelings flowing up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into. What do you mean?
Barbara Walters never listens to me.
Barbara, are you listening?
Yeah.
I have to talk to Sherry Shepherd. Fortunately, we share views on dinosaurs. But I can never get that lady, the old lady.
You are really wild. I mean, you're wild in that show, and you're wild in person.
What?
Yeah. Don't you think?
No, I think you're wild.
What is it like on the set of that show with you?
What is it like? Well, what do you mean?
What do I mean? Well, because you're so average.
She thinks you're
you can't
wacky.
Well,
I think
I'm
you're
just saying it's hard to
wonderfully
memorize. We're not walking around the set going, hey, you know.
So, unless you've been living under a rock, Star Wars. I do not understand why people stand in line for days and days and days. They can't see the movie in 2 weeks. I mean, they don't have jobs. In any event, so I went to see Star Wars. I have never seen any of the Star Wars, and I felt terrible about it until I learned that
I never saw it. Never saw the first one.
I never saw any of them.
No.
You never saw anything? You never wanted to see Star Wars?
No, I never liked them.
I
don't like those science fiction because my dad always hated them. And you know how you try to be what your dad, you try to be, you know what I mean? And I remember when I was a kid, I watched that Twilight Zone. Remember that show?
Yeah.
And oh my God, my dad hated it because it was too fantastical, and he thought I should be doing the chores. And I remember one time, me and my brother were watching Star Wars.
My son was. Have you ever seen Star Wars?
Backstory.
You were going to take steroids?
Yeah, but then I found out, you know that they shrink your testicles? Did you know that?
I thought that was the fun part.
You know what? If you look at this little action figure, I'm telling you.
Unfortunately, we're out of time.
Too bad.
And I have to say, Norm, that speaking as you just did, you fit right into this panel. And we may just add you every day to our Hot Topics. Norm, you are.
Thank you.
So try these words out. Droll, sarcastic, controversial, hilarious. Well, those are some of the words that are used to describe Norm Macdonald's character on his sitcom, Norm. But as you will see in this clip, people may think twice before they use the words smooth or charming. Take a look.
Hey, Lori. Hey, look, I can see your underwear there.
You're supposed to see him.
Yeah, that's a little desperate, isn't it?
I'm playing tennis with Shelley.
You're playing tennis with Shelley?
Yeah.
Hey, I have an idea that would even be more fun for you. If I played tennis with Shelley, while you, I don't know what you do, who cares?
And in spite of that, please welcome Norm Macdonald.
What's up, man?
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. Yeah, he's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
murderers.
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out accusations without
That's a little
Charlie.
too far.
That's the way it doesn't work.
Let's just go on to the next question. please.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need
I
to
don't
talk
want to get
about
into
this.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to it.
Exactly.
Get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara. So I'm now going to ask the next
I
question.
thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up.
Shut up. Look,
Okay.
let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
This is my move. First of all, I'm not good at getting ladies.
You're
adorable.
Thank you. So are you. Thank you, gentlemen. Sean, nice to meet you. Norm, nice to see you.
Let's talk about.
I will say Kiki does not need tricks because I've never seen as breathtaking a girl in my life, and her smile is so genuine. It's unbelievable.
Why are you doing this to me? You're so sweet.
Oh, I know. That's. Yeah, it was nice. I don't like birds that feathers as much as you do.
Where are you headed off to for your dinner break?
My stupid friend. Disappeared. So I don't know. Do you know a place called Borgia or something like that?
Buzio's?
Yeah,
It's a seafood restaurant here. You want me to walk you there?
Is it close?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
Well, wait, where?
We'll figure it out. We'll sign off here. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I may have a dinner date with Norm Macdonald.
Like I try to make it fast. Like if I see a girl drinking at a bar, right? I'll go up behind her. I'll go. I can get us a bottle. And that doesn't work very often. But sometimes
wanna
it
get
does.
right.
Yeah, I want to get right. Then I get the lady. I turn off all the lights in the room so it's pitch black, and then I lay down on top of her for 5-10 minutes. And I don't get a lot of return people.
Go.
No. This is my problem. Everything's going well with the lady.
Yes, you've got.
And I have my sex, right? And I get the mood going.
The mood's going.
I have 4 covers and a big quilt. And then
Well, I'm getting hard.
then I get the mood going. I turn down the lights till it's Stygian black. And then I climb underneath the covers. I lay on top of the lady for 4 or 5 minutes. And she doesn't seem to enjoy it.
No, it sounds like an assault.
I go, listen, basically, I'm not a fancy guy. Fred, you know that.
Really? I always thought of you as a fancy
My
guy.
thing is, like, for a sexual encounter or something, I like to lie on top of a lady. I don't need a lot of fucking shit going on.
One girl will do it.
Yeah.
Are you currently
That's exciting enough for you.
Are you
That's
currently
good,
in a
man.
relationship, or are you playing the field?
Oh my God.
What the fuck? What are you,
Are
retarded?
are you really having a relationship? Come on, be honest.
Come on, man. Seriously. What?
I am going to return to my former sexual lifestyle.
Well, yeah, what's that?
It's trying to find a lady and convincing her to let me lie down on top of her.
That sounds so romantic the way you describe it. I want to lie down on top of you and take a nap. What do you?
What's the fastest you ever met a woman and made love to her? Because you hear stories in entertainment about sometimes women throwing themselves at you.
No, it's never happened to me.
You're going to bullshit me on my podcast?
No, it's never has.
Have you ever made love to a woman?
I don't think women throw themselves at guys. Of my stature, at least. I mean, I've seen women throw themselves at Adam Sandler. That's the only celebrity I've ever seen a woman actually throw themselves.
Yeah, that happens to him because he's cute. You're a little bit shifty. Women don't know what to make of you.
No, but girls like me sometimes.
Yeah, well, you're very twinkly and warm and affable, and you've got an innocence about you. People will love that.
It's because funny guys are attractive. Yeah. Funny's hot.
You've done a lot of impressions. Funny.
Most
look
awkward
at him. He's like,
come
really?
on I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, like when I was young, they say they like kids with good senses of humor.
Yeah.
but I don't know if you got this. But I was always funny, but girls would just go, "You're weird," not funny. They go, "You're weird."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the least funny guys in school.
They would be the funny guys.
They got all the pussy. I mean, the guys that were just like, I don't know, they didn't even have to, they could be from the right side of the tracks, not the wrong side, and they could just be just like a guy with a fucking crew cut, never made a joke.
Sometimes you'd see guys, like I knew this guy, I don't know if have you ever met a guy who's like, you don't even understand it, but just gets women all the time, and it's like very mysterious.
Yeah.
Like I know this one guy literally got a different woman every night. I'm not even exaggerating. I asked him what his secret was. He said he was a serial rapist.
So for him, it was just
I don't think that counts.
perfect.
No, but when I was on Saturday Night Live, guys would come on, and they were handsome guys.
Yeah.
And they were convinced they were funny. And the publicist would go, "Oh, this is going to be really good for Gabriel's career because he's so funny, And then the fucking guy wouldn't be funny at all. And I came to me that, how they always say, like, women like guys with senses of humor. It turns out they just laugh at handsome guys.
Yeah, exactly. The bar is lowered a lot. Yeah, I mean, when you think about guys that are that got into comedy, it was usually because they weren't good looking. You needed some way to get women to pay attention to you. So you cracked wise. Is that what they say in Canada?
I never did anything for girls. I mean, I've always heard that stuff.
But you're a good-looking guy. I mean, you've always been tall, dark, handsome. You're the classic, lean, pretty eyes.
But my motive in life was never girls. I mean, I hear that like people buy cars to get girls.
Yeah.
And they do jokes or play the guitar or stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I never had that motive. One time I was on a sitcom, right? So they say, in this episode, you go out with an older lady. Is there any older ladies you'd like to go out with? So when I was a kid, there was this movie MASH, and Sally Kellerman came out of a shower naked and was every child's fantasy. So I immediately said Sally Kellerman, forgetting that now she was 75.
Right.
So she shows up on the set, and I have to kiss her. And so I overdo it, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm like, kind of. So instead of just kissing her a little, I'm like, ah. And all right, let's have sexual relations. Do you ever have to kiss an old lady, like passionately?
No.
It's just teeth.
It's yes.
They have no collagen in their lips anymore.
Right. Well, but she had her teeth. You say.
She had her teeth. Hey.
You don't know whose teeth they were.
Well, they were hers. She bought them at least.
Yeah, she owned them.
But she
stumbled
like Adam Egan.
Hey, what? Like kissing Adam Egan.
No, she was a beautiful lady, and she was a. And then Sandler, every time he has me in a movie, he gets me to kiss like an old bag. Not an old bag, I shouldn't say that, but
hag.
Like one time the lunch lady, and everybody else was kissing nice ladies, and then I was kissing this old lunch lady. So again, I tried to overdo it to make the lunch lady feel nice about herself.
Well, that's kind of you.
That was nice. But now, what if she's watching?
I can guarantee you she's not watching.
Well, if she gets USA Today, she is. Thank you very much for being
That was fun.
Can I kiss you?
Of course.
Oh.
Oh.
So sweet. Oh.
Sweet. I'm glad I had it served.
Everybody asked me on this show, when are you going to get a woman? I said, I'm not going to get a woman before I get Roseanne. I'll fucking tell you that.
Come on.
You're begging for a beating after saying that MGK beat Eminem in this diss track fucking battle. You're begging for people to call you a retard all week long because that's what they're going to call you. That's really bad.
Lewis, you can't say retard in this day and age. Even Norm Macdonald knows that. Norm Macdonald went to Down syndrome instead of retard.
I know.
Okay, on the Howard Stern show. You know, you can't say that. Come on, Jesus Christ. My son's retarded, please.
You can't say that.
Of course he's not retarded. I know, I'm joking.
Isn't it crazy? Even something like retard.
Poor little guy.
Look,
I'm trying to catch butterflies.
I'm fighting back. I'm keeping at least retard. You can't take that one from me.
It was a good one. Yeah, right, you can't say that. All right, questions, please.
Questions. All right, here we go. Let's see. If you guys want us to answer your questions, BYM@GasDigitalNetwork.com. They have to know how to send in the questions. How are they not going to? They're not going to know. BYM@GasDigitalNetwork.com. Send your questions there. All right. Let's see. Okay. Well, this guy actually asked about Norm Macdonald. Can I give my take about this guy? Look, you have a different thing. I'm a comedian.
Hold on. There's a lot of people in England that probably don't know who Norm Macdonald is and don't know what's going on. So, first of all, give a quick breakdown for everybody listening. When I say quick, abbreviated breakdown. Go.
30 seconds or less. Got a timer on. Okay. So Norm Macdonald's a comedian from fucking old school SNL days. Been a comedian for like 40 years probably. Considered somewhat of a living legend, right? He recently did an interview for some magazine. I think it was the New Yorker or something. And he was asked about the Louis C.K. and Roseanne situation, both independently. And he went on to, because he's friends with them, basically defend them more or less. And one of the things he had stated was like, look, not many people understand what it's like to lose, tens of millions of dollars in a day, to lose everything for, a mistake. And then I guess they went and said, the interview said, well, what about the victims? And he was like, well, the victims didn't go through that, which he got a lot of flack for. They canceled his Tonight Show appearance. He was supposed to do Jimmy Fallon, and then they canceled his appearance. And he's fine. He's got a Netflix show still. He's still doing all the touring of all the circuits. But it was, it just depends on how you feel about this whole thing. I mean, should people be able to have an open conversation about how they feel about the Me Too movement and what's going on in Hollywood and what's going on in society? And if you're not just speaking one side of the narrative, do you have to live in fear of having these opportunities taken from you? Not even doing something, not even hurting somebody, but they took an opportunity from him because he just stated like, which by the way, I mean, I want to get your opinion on it, but it's like, what the fuck? Valerie Jarrett wasn't a victim. Roseanne's quote unquote victim. She had a comedian say, even at the worst case scenario, a racist thing about her. I would much rather have somebody say something racist about me than lose $30 million. Any day of the week. Any day of the week.
This is way over 30 seconds.
50. I mean, I'm looking at it.
Way over. I stopped listening a while
50.
ago. A minute 50.
A minute 50.
A minute
okay.
50.
Okay.
I'm disgusted with you. You've lost all track of time.
I'm off the Tonight Show.
Jesus Christ. I mean, what is this guy talking about? Jesus, get a grip. Get a grip. A quick abbreviated breakdown. And you went off on a tangent there. Listen, here's the thing. The Me Too movement is valid. Okay. And it's a fantastic thing because there is no place for sexual harassment in this world, whether you're a man, woman, child, whatever. Shouldn't happen. His choice of words. I heard him on the Howard Stern show, and he said he shouldn't have done it. He said he shouldn't have said it. He apologized. He said the choice of words were wrong, and they were, because it sounded like he was sympathizing with them over the victims. That said, there was a bit of a overreaction over it all. He clarified his comments. He apologized. But you wanted to talk about this last week when it first happened. And I said to you, I don't want to talk about this because it is a touchy subject for a lot of people, and I don't really want to get my feet wet. I don't want to dive in with my massive size 12s and make a mockery of something that is a very powerful movement that is needed in this day and age, that I will say is somewhat abused at times as well and overplayed. So I don't know. It's a tricky one, but what was the question that the person asked?
Yeah, well, he had asked specifically
1 minute 50.
What do you think of this whole Tonight Show Norm Macdonald situation? I'm a huge Norm fan, and I really appreciate the support you've shown him on Twitter. This is to me specifically. Give his new show a plug on the podcast. So this is Matthew in Montreal. It wasn't so much that I wasn't supporting Norm because I don't fucking know Norm and I don't give a shit. Like every time a celebrity gets Me Too'd or dies in a fucking accident or whatever it is, in my opinion, I move up another bump in the industry. So I'm like, yeah, kill them all, dude. Louis C.K., whoever, get the fuck out of the way. That's the way that I feel about it. I'm not defending anybody. I am saying that comedians are supposed to be looking for truth. And the way that we do that is by, trying to write jokes and have conversations about things that are uncomfortable sometimes. And when you're discouraging comedians from doing that, you're essentially killing comedy. And The Tonight Show is a show that should be encouraging the creation of great comedy and not discouraging the discussion, no matter what side you fall in the discussions. And I agree, the Me Too movement is extremely necessary, but don't devalue it by breaking anybody down that wants to discuss it beyond just like, oh, you're absolutely right. Because I think discussion is like, look, every time you have an argument with your girlfriend or your wife or anybody, right? What is the way do you come to the solution? By having an actual discussion. You and your wife will get into an argument. You'll go home. You'll go in the opposite rooms. You'll fucking cooler heads will prevail. You'll come back. You'll have a conversation for 20 minutes and you're in a great place. But without having that discussion, we never get to that place.
Whoa. What age do you think we're living in? That's not how it goes down in my house, Lewis.
She fucking listens.
In my house, she gets a fucking slap. She gets told to get her fucking ass in that kitchen, make me a sandwich, put the kettle on, I want a coffee. In the meantime, I'll be taking a nap on the couch. When I wake up, you better have a better fucking attitude, okay? Of course I'm joking. Of course I'm joking.
Of course you got to say you're joking too, which is fucking crazy. It's crazy.
I know. Of course I'm joking.
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I was a broken apart by you.
They were asking you about Louis C.K. and Roseanne. Now, Roseanne was someone who gave you one of your first breaks in
My
show
very
business.
first job, yes.
You were actually writing
I
on
love
Roseanne.
yes.
And Louis is a friend of yours.
Louis is, the greatest comic there is.
And in the defense of them, somehow you got to this point where you said,
well,
hey.
it wasn't really a defense of them. They asked me, what do you think of Roseanne, and what she did, and how she's doing. That's what they asked.
Yes.
Because I've been in touch with her.
Yeah.
So the day it happened, I phoned Roseanne because I know Roseanne, and she was crying, and she was so, upset and heartbroken. I felt so bad, and so I said, I don't know what to say to you, Roseanne, because I've never been through this,
No.
And I said, let me ask a friend of mine that's been through this. And I was talking about Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Now, Roseanne had been really hard on Louis C.K.
Yes, when he was in his controversy, she blasted his
and this
head.
was before he got written up.
Yeah.
She said she named him. She said, "Fucking Louis C.K. is doing a lot of bad things." So,
so you had the idea that they should talk to one another.
Louis did. I talked to Louis, and I said, I was worried about Roseanne because I talked to her for 2 hours in a row. I was just crying the whole time. And I was like, I'm kind of worried about Roseanne. She's not the strongest person mentally.
Right.
And Louis said, I think I should talk to her because very few people have been through what we have been through. This particular, a very peculiar event where you say something or you do something and your career is wiped out forever. And this happens instantaneously. So I said, you should talk to her because you've been there. And they conflated that with me saying, because I said, now the victims went through worse, but it wasn't the same as that.
Yeah, what you said was the victims have, at least they don't lose everything.
Yeah.
That's where you got into trouble.
That's where I got into trouble,
Because
yes.
I have people in my life who are victims of real bad sexual abuse.
I do too.
Rape, everything.
Yes.
And they go through. It destroys their life. They're never the same.
Oh, of course
their whole bodies shake at the thought of it. Some of them even black out when they think about this thing. It's horrible. So
I know that. And of course, you'd have to have Down syndrome
not to know that.
My new word.
Down syndrome. Right, that's a good word.
You'd have to have Down syndrome to not feel sorry for, of course, Me Too is what you want for your daughters. You know what I mean? And
of course.
You want that to be the future world, of course.
Right.
And I meet all kinds of women that have the terrible stories, about what's happened to them.
So
But I wasn't talking about the victims. I was talking about, they asked me about Roseanne. They asked me about Chris Hardwick. They asked me about Louis. And I told them, like if someone murders someone, and goes to jail, right?
Right.
And then he gets out of jail after 10 years. And you go, I'm going to give this guy a job washing dishes because he's done his penance.
Right.
Nobody goes, well, what about the people he murdered? Well, of course, they had it off worse,
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the murderer. Give him a dishwasher job,
So do you think that the writer somehow merged all of these thoughts into one thing, or do you feel you were quoted inaccurately, or do you feel like you were treated fairly?
Well, I don't know. The original writer was for the Hollywood Reporter,
right?
And he wrote it, and that wasn't the headline.
Right.
And so I don't know if he even noticed or anything. And then another place called Vulture, which is a WW computer.
Yeah.
They wrote, Norm Macdonald defends Louis Anderson.
Louis C.K. Louis C.K. You can't defend Louis Anderson. What did he do?
I defend, it says, in the headline, Norm Macdonald defends Louis C.K. and Roseanne Barr. And I never defended them. We haven't heard from Nick Swartzen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nick.
what about Nick?
Nick, what you got? How are you enjoying the tour?
My favorite, going back to that text thread, and it was the last show at Mohegan Sun, and we were exhausted, and so we all slept in. And I woke up at 11 a.m., and Norm had texted everybody at 8 a.m. He goes to, it was. And he go, hey, anybody want to get breakfast? And we were all asleep. We were tired. And we all woke up at like 11, and then I text everybody. I'm like, hey, does anybody want to get breakfast? People were like, yeah, let's go eat. And then Norm got mad at me for like 2 days. He was like, I had the idea for breakfast. He goes, you took my idea for breakfast. I thought of that 6 a.m. I thought of that first.
That's my idea. Breakfast is from my act.
These showbiz folks get up. These showbiz folks get up late.
Yeah, all right.
I get up early. I get up so early, I wake up the rooster.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I have so many Norm stories, but this is one of my favorites. And I was on tour, me, Sandler, Spade, Rob Schneider, and Norm was kind of like the wild card. He would pop in for certain dates. So we're, I believe Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, and we're backstage. Everyone's in Sandler's green room talking, shooting the shit. And me and Norm are in the hallway hanging out. And I don't know why I did this. This long hallway, and this guy walks in. Way down the hallway, he walks in the door. And I'm like looking, and we're always kind of suspicious about people that come backstage. And I go, I think that guy's a gun. And Norm goes, what? And I go, I think that guy's a fucking gun, dude. And he's like, oh my God. And he runs into Sandler's room and he goes, there's a gun. There's a man with a gun. And I was like, no, there's not. I was, no, I'm joking. There's not. And he goes, no, next time there's a guy with a gun. And Sandler goes, what the fuck? There's a guy with a fucking gun? And Spade's like, oh no, what the fuck? What's going on? And I'm like, no, there's no gun. There's no gun. I was making like a joke just for Norm. And Norm's like, what? How's that a joke? And I'm like, I don't know. And Sandler was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Spade's like, yeah, real cool, man. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go to my room. And Norm's like, yeah, I thought there was a gun. I'm sorry, Nick said it. And I'm like, good Lord.
Real buzzkill.
And the guy walked past, it was a security guard. But yeah.
So he really did have a gun.
He didn't have a gun, but he just looked like somebody that would have a gun. Do you remember the time you called me up one day? You go, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm watching baseball. And you're like, can I pick me up? And I was like,
I don't drive.
I go, I'm already at the bar. I already had a couple of drinks. I want to drink and drive. I'm like, it's not far from you. I'm like, you want to just take a cab? And you're like,
yeah, all right, I'll meet you in a couple minutes. So I'm like, okay. So I wait, I watch a full game. I watch another full game. I watch half of another game. It's 8 o'clock at night. And I'm like fucking hammered. I leave the bar. Norm's walking into the bar. It was noon when he called me. It was 8:30 at night. And he goes,
I know.
Where are you going? And I'm like, I'm fucking hammered. I'm going home. He's like, I just got here. And I'm like, I know, you're 8 hours late. Like, well, have a fucking beer, right? Being weird. I'm like, I'm not. I want to go. I can't walk or see.
It takes me a long time to get stuff.
Remember the last time that you had seen him?
I hadn't seen him for a while, but the last time I saw him was at a bar by our place, and he would watch. He was a big gambler, but the last time I talked to him, when I was quarantining in Minnesota, he would I'd text him and I go, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And he goes, "What? Who's this?" And he would do this all the time. I go, "It's fucking Nick, dude." He goes, Nicky, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing, I'm quarantined. And he goes, you doing stand-up? And I'm like, no, the fuck? No one's doing stand-up. And he goes, what's your plan? And I go, I don't know, I'm going to kick it here, and then I think I'm going to go to Key West. And I go, I might just retire, though, and just move to Reno and just get like a residency, and then I'll just live in Reno and just work there, just be like an old comic.
Yeah.
And he goes, the sort of God, he goes, that's a good idea. And I go, yeah, I don't know, whatever. He goes, no, maybe I'll join you. We'll both headline Reno. And I go, dude, Reno's fucking a mess. I go, no, I don't want to do that. So I go to Key West. A month later, he calls me and he goes, hey, what are you doing? And I go, I don't know, I'm in Key West. What's up with you? And he goes, when are you going to Reno? And I go, dude, that was a joke. I'm not moving to fucking Reno and retiring as like a comic. And he goes, fuck, I thought it was a good idea. And I'm like, no. And so that's the last time I talked to him. And then his closest friend, Lori Jo, I hit her up after Norman passed, and I was like, hey, are you doing okay? And she goes, one of the last things before Norm died, one of the last things he talked about was moving to Reno with you.
No.
Yeah, and I go, are you serious? She goes, yeah, he was like, he really wanted to do that. And I was like, oh, and then that made me cry again. And yeah, it was just, that was Norm. It was awful.
Damn.
A clip that we found on the internet where some 17-year-olds, I think, spotted you on a plane. Norm Macdonald, our hero, and they send you a note on a barf bag. Here's the flight attendant supposedly giving you the note.
Have you ever seen this?
Have you seen this?
No.
Does this seem to be you?
That's me. What? Where's this? What?
This is on a plane.
1 hour later.
That's bizarre.
And then these kids were told it's probably not a good idea in this day and age on an airplane to send notes on barf bags.
Oh, I remember this, Brian. Where's Brian? I remember somebody. Yeah. I remember this, yeah. Because they sent me someone came to me, a stewardess, and said, do you know this person? And what's this note mean? Because I know, they had sent a note because I played Death on Family Guy.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And they sent me a note saying, hey, it's good to have death on the plane or something.
Oh.
Oh no! Not the thing you want to write.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they got in trouble. So yeah, that must be what that is.
Yeah, I went on the airplane, you know, and I'm getting recognized now, you know?
That's great.
Not as much as a real famous guy, but like halfway between like a real famous guy and a guy that's not famous at all.
Yeah, that would make sense. Sure.
So, when I was flying in, a weird thing happened. Like, I sat down on the plane. You know how they get you to sit beside a stranger, another guy, you know? Right. So I'm sitting beside this guy, and the guy goes, hey, man, I really like you on the show on Saturday Night Live, Bob. He calls me Bob. And so I go, hey, thanks a lot, you know? And he goes, yeah, I like when you do Dole, you know, Bob, you know? And I go, thanks, you know? And I figure, what the hell, Bob? That's a name like any other. You know?
Good name, funny.
Yeah, it's all right. So I go, I'll just go along with the guy. So he keeps calling me Bob and everything. And then this other character, later on in the flight, about 2 hours into the flight, he comes out of the bathroom, you know? He was in the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
So he comes out, and he's walking down. Suddenly he sees me, you know, he recognizes me. And he goes, hey, he goes, you're that guy from Saturday Night Live, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, what's your name? What's your name? And I go, it's Bob. My name is Bob, right? So then the guy goes, yeah, Bob. He goes, Bob what? What's your last name? So then I was going to say McDonald, Bob McDonald. I thought maybe it'll like trigger something in the guy's mind, you know, and he'll remember my actual name.
Right.
Maybe by saying Bob McDonald, he'll go, no, it's Norm Macdonald, right?
Yeah, well, sure.
And then the other guy will go, what? What? I thought you were Bob, right? So I'm thinking quick, you know, this is all going on in my head quick.
Snap, yeah.
So I immediately realized I can't say McDonald, so I'm trying to think of another name. I have to say, you can't wait like 5 minutes, you know? right. You can't ponder it, go, what's my last name? Well, that's an interesting question. You have to immediately say something. So I said, Bob Kendall. Like that? Because I used to have a teacher, Mr. Kendall.
Right. Oh, very clever. Yeah. Very clever.
So I said, Bob Kendall. So then the guy goes, yeah, Bob Kendall. Yeah, Bob Kendall. Made like a face like that.
One minute we hug, next minute we barely even hold conversations fine with me. I was born a savage, I can take the damage. Anything I do.
I hung out with him twice accidentally on 2 separate occasions.
The
we were
airplane.
on planes. I told you about it, right?
I heard they are the one of them, and he was smoking.
Yeah,
that's
smoking
hilarious.
As soon as he landed, he was talking about how great it was to quit smoking. As soon as he landed, he ran into the gift shop and bought cigarettes and was lighting them before he was on his way out the door. I go, I thought you quit. He goes, I did. Talking about it. I wanted to smoke.
Yeah, he just does what he wants.
But
it feels
randomly, on 2 occasions, I just was sitting next to him on a plane.
What about guys
like
that
the
do
deep shit.
like that's not very good, is it?
Sometimes it is. I mean,
Political
you know,
stuff?
I like all comedy. You probably do too, Norm. You know,
Huh?
you probably like it all too.
I don't like political comedy.
You don't?
Like, I don't give a fuck if Reagan's old. Are they still doing Reagan jokes?
Probably. They probably are. Yeah, you gotta have you get like an old socialist audience of old Jewish guys with ponytails when you do material like that.
You understand after a while, and even with politicians, like they're still human beings. And,
yeah, barely, but yeah, they're the worst kind of fucking people in the world.
That's
all of them. Well,
I'm glad to hear you say that because everybody thinks you're all leftist and everything.
Well, I mean, I definitely land on the lefty side of things on ideological terms, but I found that from doing political talk radio, just being carrying water for any of them, you just got to realize the quality of people you're dealing with. You're dealing with fucking corporate whores who are operated by business interests. So really it's going to come down to however you view politics. The question is, do you give a shit about poor people, and are we being taken advantage of?
Right.
Now, if people want to frame that as, Obama's a communist and draining us of our livelihood, well, that's your particular delusion, and that's fine. I mean,
right.
but I just got disillusioned with all of it because these are not quality people. I mean, I did a joke about Michelle Bachmann on Real Time.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I was getting flack from this, a very small portion of the right, that they were like, he's a misogynist. I'm like, she's a fucking pig. She's a fucking politician. Can you name me 2 politicians that command any respect whatsoever? Why do we respect these people? These people are car salesmen. They're idiots. They're more disingenuous than anybody as performers, and they basically figured out a way to bait and placate morons into voting against their self-interest. That's an amazing skill, but is it respectable? I don't know. Do you respect a guy that sells you horse shit in the guise of a health supplement?
I agree with you. I mean, I think politicians are terrible. I mean, people attack evangelists, but at least evangelists offer something.
Right. Well, they after the immediate relief of someone's pain and aggravation with another line of bullshit. But nonetheless, I mean, they're pretty evil too.
Well,
I mean, with politics, it's like, Yeah, I don't like to get into it that much anymore.
Yeah, let's not get into this shit, man.
Okay, buddy.
Because it's getting. I can see people not laughing now.
No, I mean, but laughter. But I know that you've gotten into a little bit of flack around it. But you're
flack around what?
Around politics.
What do you mean?
Well, just that you've said things that people have reacted to, but you're not like a political comic.
I'm not political. I've only said things on purpose to provoke people.
Right.
Once in a while.
You like doing that though.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
But I've never. But I've never. Because I don't know enough. And because I don't respect political humor when it's nothing but gossip.
Yeah, and mostly comics and people like us, people who are obviously First Amendment warriors to a certain degree. We like living the way we want to live. So it's really just going to come down to money. It's like, how do I keep my money? I mean, that's the biggest political question that most righties ask themselves. It's like, I'd like to keep as much of my money as possible. And if that's in a minority opinion, how do we get this majority of poor people to get me to keep my money and believe that they're doing the right thing?
Yeah, it's a tough fucking thing because apparently I read this, if all the money in the world was equally divided among everybody would be dead fucking poor.
Yeah. There's these moments where I don't talk about as much as I used to, but then there's moments where you're like, there's a moment that I was on a fucking radio show the other day. And this was an interesting thing because it's about professionalism. I don't do political talk radio. I've got my political views and they're fairly general. I'm not trying to support any politician, but I have the way I think about things.
Right,
but there are politicians that represent the opposite of what I think. So I'm on this talk show with a guy, it's a Fox affiliate, but I'm there to plug my comedy and talk about my podcast and be funny with this dude who's a talk show host. He's a radio professional. He runs an entertainment show for the most part, but he's been dying to talk to Rand Paul about the bridge situation because I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. He's the fucking senator. Right. They got bridges falling down, and he's been trying to get this guy on the show. And the guy he calls in when I'm there. So now I've got, if I was doing political talk radio, I mean, it would have been what the fuck are you thinking? You and your libertarian bullshit, and how are we going to pay for this? I would have jumped in and done that. But there was this moment where it's I just done a segment with this radio professional. He was like, God, it's great to talk to a guy who knows how to be on radio. We're having a good time. Hold on, the senator's on the phone. And I got to sit there and go, oh, do I do this? Would it be worth it to sabotage this for some lefty, credibility? And then I realized, dude, he's a radio guy. You're a comedian. You're having a good conversation. He's trying to talk to this guy about a local problem. Just shut the fuck up and let him do his job. And then when you come back, get back to what you were talking about. And I chose to do that. But I did walk out saying, you pussy. You had such an opportunity there.
I was on Politically Incorrect a couple of times.
Yeah.
And fuck, man, you have to have an opinion about every goddamn thing on that show. So,
or you can just do a little homework and write some jokes.
Yeah, but sometimes I remember at the break, Scott Carter go, enough with the jokes. But I'll never forget it. I'm very unlearned, and so before the show, Scott came in, who was the
producer. Yeah, he's been on the show. Yeah.
So he said, "What do you think about China and Taiwan?" And seriously, I only know those as words, So I was like, I don't know anything. Can't I have another subject? So anyways, then we get out because he goes, because Bill believes this. Anyways, when we get out, we're introducing the guy beside me, the smart guy, right? Mm-hmm. He wrote a book on China and Taiwan.
Right.
So Bill Maher, he starts with me. He goes what was China and Taiwan? I go, I don't know. Fucking ask this guy. What do I know? I'm a nightclub comic. What? That's what made me laugh at that show. Everyone's opinion's equal.
Right.
Right. Like a nightclub comic and an expert. And then another thing I always found funny about that show is the comedians try to be very serious, and then the serious guys are trying to get jokes.
Yeah. So
it's
it's not always our shining moment.
I do like Bill though.
No, Bill's great at what he does.
Yeah.
He started out a straight up joke dude, and he knows his shit. And it's pretty amazing.
You know what's funny about him? I don't know if I should say this or not, but he's probably aware of it. When he does his monologue, have you noticed when he does his monologue, he does Johnny Carson?
No, yeah, no, definitely. He definitely models himself. I think that's been his style for a long time. He definitely takes the posture.
But I find it very funny because he's got the posture and the timing and everything, and he's and then she came in his face, but it's crazy words come out.
Carson would have loved to have done that.
Yeah, he probably would have.
Met Donald Trump when he was on The Tonight Show on Jimmy Fallon show. Now, tell us about that encounter you had with Donald Trump.
Well, I'd met Donald Trump many, many times in New York City, just because when I was doing Saturday Night Live, he was a fixture in New York City, and he'd come to a lot of the shows, and he was just a local eccentric, you know, that people mostly loved in New York because he fixed the rink in Central Park when the city couldn't. But no, when I was on Jimmy Fallon, that's when Jimmy Fallon tousled his hair and got in trouble for it, and I was the other guest. So I was just out in the hallway, and I said, Donald, can I have a picture? You could call him Donald then. I guess you can still call him Donald. We don't have to call him President, apparently. But I said, could I get a picture with you? And he said, yeah, absolutely, sure, Norm. And then he walked down the hall and got in the elevator with his Secret Service guys. So, but he was just doing it as a joke. A lot of times, the problem with candidates that, or political candidates that do comedy is obviously comedy doesn't translate well to the page sometimes, you know. Sarcasm is lost, obviously, and things like that. So if someone says something that's meant self-disparagingly or satirically, and you want to take it out of context, you can. That happened a lot of times with Trump on the campaign trail.
But you know, he's being caricatured on Saturday Night Live, like quite mercilessly by Alec Baldwin. Like, is it funny to you? Is that funny?
No. The only reason I don't find it funny, when I was there, Darrell Hammond did Donald Trump, and that shows how far back Trump goes, because that was 20 years ago. But Darrell did him then. It was a softer Trump, you know. I think it was a Trump that was a lot closer to his real self. But if you do, the problem with, if you do an impression of someone, you have to like that person, you know, because you're playing the person, and people like themselves. So you can't play someone and have contempt for them at the same time. You know, it doesn't work as an impression. So I don't like his impression, and I have no political affiliation. I just mean from a comedy level.
Let me ask you this. So your Bob Dole imitation was pretty famous back in the day. So would you do Donald Trump today? Would you do a Donald Trump imitation?
I try to not do comedy about Donald Trump because I think I had one joke about Donald Trump that I ever did where I said that Americans hated Hillary Clinton so much that they voted for someone they hated more than Hillary Clinton to rub it in. And that's the only time I ever made a joke about Trump. But I try to stay away from it because it's just, you know, it's low-hanging fruit, and also, you know, Trump oftentimes is doing self-parody, and nothing looks dumber than if you parody self-parody. You know, you really get caught not understanding.
So comedy in the time of Trump, is it more difficult than it was when you were on Saturday Night Live?
It's more difficult in the time of Trump for good comedians, and it's way easier for bad comedians. You know, you don't have a worldview by just saying you don't like Trump. You know what I mean? That doesn't count. Like you can't just say I hate Trump, and that makes you a good person. And the Democrats just can't say I hate Trump, and that means they have a position. You know, that's no position. So for idiots, it's an easier time because you go, well, that guy's the idiot, not me. But if you try to do smart comedy, it's better to stay away from Trump. You know.
big thing was he forced him to do this. The big problem that Clinton has is this thing where he's going to pardon the McDougalls.
He may or may not pardon him. Yeah, people don't know. The whitewater people, we call them here at the show.
Hillary, if she is, because she's also a co-conspirator.
Yeah, if she gets sent away.
If she gets sent away, will he pardon her? And Clinton said, you do the time, you do the crime, you do the time, he said.
That was so sweet. You know, you moved into three-point range and up and at the last second fouled. All right.
I don't know about politics.
Hey, this, you're big on Twitter, which I love. I love Twitter. Do you like Twitter?
I like it. I have 2,450,000 followers. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I edict to them. I enjoy
More
it
than
because-
Jesus. Hey.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I know you got into Twitter, but last night I got into a bit of a Twitter war with my followers. Followers, it ends up they all fucking hate your guts. But I maintain, I watched this Liberace movie.
Okay.
And he's making out, you know, it's, you know, who plays him? Michael Douglas.
Yes.
First of all, has pussy cancer in his throat. He's making out with Matt Damon.
The Academy Awards were on, so I said, oh, fuck, I'll just watch the Academy Awards and I'll tweet all the time, all the way through the Academy Awards. And it was so fucking fun.
You liked it.
Oh, my God. It was like
Were you vicious to the people up there? Did you find the Academy Awards boring?
They were the worst fucking Academy Awards ever.
Ever, right?
Yeah.
And did you write that? Were you honest with the people?
A couple of times, I was like, I had a couple of ones that were maybe mean. Like I said, I think I said, by the time this is starting to drag, by the time the dead guy montage fucking shows up, Kirk Douglas will be in it.
What was the line you had about Gaddafi?
Gaddafi was the poisonous tyrant Muammar Gaddafi, the psychopath, is missing. Geez, I hope he's all right. Sometimes people get mad at me for a tweet. It's bizarre. And sometimes it's like a real, benign one. You know, that's when they're usually most mad. And I remember one time, I just had watched Soylent Green, you know?
Yeah.
So I tweeted, I didn't know Soylent Green was people. I've watched that movie 10 times. And a guy just told me Soylent Green was people, you know? And people got so mad, everybody's typing, they're like, what are you, an idiot? Of course it's Soylent Green is people, you know?
Here's another tweet. You said, I'm going to die one day. That's what really kills me. And
that's a good tweet.
That was one of yours.
I like that one.
I don't know what it is with that voice of yours. When I read your tweets, everybody that I talk to also reads them in Norm's voice. Yep. And it makes it that much funnier. Everybody started, during the Oscars, we all start tweeting our shit during the Oscars, past Oscars. And one of my buddies, Travis, actually retweeted and said, you got to follow Norm Macdonald. And I'm like, I didn't even know you were on or shit, so I started following you. And they were hilarious. The funny thing, when are you going to thank the computer? Every fucking tweet. When are you going to thank the computer? Just shit like that is stuff that no one else was tweeting. It's out of your mind shit.
I just found out about that Twitter shit.
It's great, and you got so many followers really quickly, and didn't have to pull a Charlie Sheen with it. It was just funny shit, man.
But when you go to hit the send, you fuck for a second. You go wait, because it's just off the top of your head,
and it's right there, yeah. And
I don't do drugs or alcohol, thankfully, because I'm sure guys could really fuck up and say bad things.
They have.
Norm's tweets, some of them are not supposed to be funny. They're profound, poetic.
I deleted a lot of that. Because I'd read my responses, cool. They go, you fucking asshole, you're funny. I'm like, oh.
That's just it. You can't stop being if you're funny and then you got a serious comment. I would tweet some ridiculous shit, but then I'd go Obama gave a speech. Let me give a little feedback on what I believe of Obama. You racist, fucking conservative, fucking rich motherfucker.
Some people too, fucking think it's serious. I tweeted one that I said my something, I don't know. I said
my father was brutally murdered last week, and it's only now I can look back and laugh. And then these people would fucking answer. They go like, I'm so sorry. Like, closure takes a while. So I had to go, no, it was a joke. I swear.
How does anyone read that and not, especially from you, and not think it's a goddamn joke?
So
People are so stupid. That's something this whole thing has opened up, where you're kind of communicating with people you never would talk to or meet, that you know don't understand what a sense of humor even is. So the responses you get sometimes like like, hey, I was like, hey, God, it's spring, but I'm looking outside and there's still a little snow on my back table. At least you're alive, motherfucker.
That was from a dead guy?
I'm getting tweets from the dead. I guess he had a loved one pass on. Perhaps a father that was brutally murdered a week ago.
I guess to sum it up, everybody's a critic, huh, guys?
Your special should have been called The Voice of Reason.
Been away so long, and I need you now more than forever.
This is the Twitter award for best Hall of Famer. Going real well. At Albert Brooks, I installed the stripper pole outside my house. Haven't caught one yet. Steve Martin to go. OMG, President Lincoln has been shot. Wait, whoa, my internet connection is so low. At Alec Baldwin, how many friggin' times I gotta say it? 27, she's 27, geez. That's your girlfriend? At Al Yankovic, breaking news, Netflix splits off into a third company called Vernster, where you can rent nothing but Ernest P. Worrell movies for $5 a month. And at Norm Macdonald, rest in peace, Amy Winehouse, we lost a true heroin addict today.
Hey everybody, it's me, Norm. I couldn't be with you tonight because I'm on location in Spain, where I'm tweeting in Madrid, Spain. If that's a city that's in Spain, then that's where I am. And but I'd like to thank National Lampoon for the good people there. What did they do? They took a once great franchise and burned it asunder. So I'd like to thank them, and I'd like to thank everyone that helped me win this award, except there aren't any, because it was just me and a computer. I would like to thank the computer. What else? Let me think. It's pretty cool, how far technology has come. Like you people are probably saying right now, hey, look, Norm has hired an entire film crew in Spain, and now he has filmed himself at great expense and has sent the reels over to the United States, and now, but no, you could not be wronger. I am doing this on a telephone. What make you of that? I know, you're saying, hey, Norm, that cannot be right. A telephone is used for telephoning. People take a telephone and they telephone other people and they say, what time is it there? Where you are with your telephone, because it's not the same time here. But that is just the sort of Philistine pig ignorance I've come to expect of you animals. The fact is, welcome to the future. That's all I can say. Welcome to the future. And I myself love Twitter.
I follow everybody, you know. I follow Shelby Firo, who, you know, who has her amusing, is angst a word? I've heard that word before. And I direct messaged her once. That's a true story. And she direct messaged me back. And it was either her or Chris Hansen. Who knows nowadays? But you can find anybody on Twitter. And I enjoy Eddie Pepitone and his tweets, which look to me to be the longest suicide note in history. But thank you for the award. And God damn, I'm telegenic.
Charles Fleischer used to always close the Improv. He'd always close.
Yeah.
And he'd do an hour.
I'm not sure. I think that guy's out of his goddamn mind.
A confidence man sold him an apartment, rented him an apartment.
A confidence
Only last minute.
man?
Yeah, like a paper moon, you know, like that kind of a guy.
Yeah, I got paper mooned.
You got paper
I
mooned?
think it was by one of the guys that used to give you shit in your karate class. This big fucking Russian guy.
Oh, easy.
All right, it was a Russian guy.
Not all.
We've torn down the wall, Mr. Gorbachev, a long time ago.
My family comes from Russia. They're Russian Jews.
Oh. Russian and Jews is more like it.
I'm a fan of The View because Sherry Shepherd is a good friend of mine.
Sure.
And I've been on The View a lot, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm on The View. Daphne Aguilera was on The View.
Oh, really?
Did Daphne Aguilera, he didn't rub your cock on my...
Okay, come on. This is what we're trying to get away from.
Sorry.
She came over and she said, it's so lonely here, you know. There's been no men. And she caressed his arm. And one thing became the inevitable.
They had sex?
Yeah, so we don't have to be coarse about it, but yes.
So he fucked a leper?
Let's not be coarse. Good God, man, that's not how you tell a joke. That's supposed to happen through your mind. That's supposed to. But yes, he did fuck a leper. You're telling me that you've taken 5 hours of entertainment and somehow condensed it into a couple of minutes.
Yeah. It was fantastic all the way through, but I just thought.
Well, that's yeoman's work.
Well, look, I went in and I took what I thought were the best moments.
Follow-up question: what's a yeoman?
Not a clue.
Russell Brand will know.
I'll bet you're goddamn right he will.
Okay, no need to curse.
All right, apologies.
But please.
If they put my name in a fucking publication like Entertainment Weekly,
You don't
I
have
don't
to
think
swear.
I think.
You know, I may have told you this, but my doctor's getting very rude. The last time I went to him, he said, "Open your mouth and say oink." I mean,
I think we've come to the fact you need to find a new doctor.
I need to find a new.
This guy sounds like a real asshole.
New internist. Why do you continue to swear?
I don't know.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. You know, taking the Lord's name in vain is one of the commandments that will get you raped by the devil for all of time.
Agree to disagree. Here's the deal.
You agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
You know what I don't like is when they make those dirty drinks.
Dirty Sanchez?
Dirty Sanchez. That's what you drink.
What dirty drinks?
No, they say like
pink pussy,
huh?
like the pink pussy.
You don't have to be dirty, but the guy doesn't realize there's a TV camera aimed at him.
This is like your little brother.
God damn, man.
You have such control.